Well, hello and welcome everyone. Kelly, good to see you. How are you this evening?
Fantastic. Ready and raring to go.
Awesome. That's good to hear. So I know we weren't together on this stream yet last night, yesterday,
Last night. Yeah.
but you broke down the first part of this film, and then of course I went through another video. But we are going to now intersect at a pivotal, perfect point on the Adam Bartholomew video. And we're going to do a super deep dive tonight with everyone watching. And we're going to dive into the cover up. This is a show purely dedicated to the entire cover up that went down that day at UVU. And we're going to play audio. We're going to back it up. We're going to come with receipts. Kelly, today, let's just take it from the top on some news of the day, I guess. And we actually found ourselves on a similar video on YouTube today. That was the UVU State of the Union or State of the University address that just was wild. And then, of course, some big-time news broke after that.
Yeah.
What was your take on what we witnessed from Orem, Utah today?
Wow. Woo. A little bit of both. We saw some dancing. We heard some really bad jokes. I didn't even know if dancing was allowed there, but maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't looked it up yet. But we saw a lot of it on stage and on display for the world.
Yeah. You know, the radar, or I guess maybe the presence, the internal compass, the thing that's kind of like, you know, we might have a lot of people watching today that maybe not under normal circumstances would be watching. And that apparently was not lost on them at all today, because you would have never guessed, just a few months ago, we had probably the assassination of our lifetimes. I hope it is. I hope we don't have to go through anything like this ever again. But it was very telling. Let me put it that way. And yes, audience, you can read between the lines on exactly what I am talking about.
Do you have that by chance? Maybe any of that stream by chance?
I'll pull it up.
I'll talk about it I can talk about it for a moment, just to kind of tee that up. So, I just kind of run across this stream showing that it was UVU's state of the school, essentially starting off the 2026 school year. And the president was speaking, and she's quite the interesting woman. But to see her hop up on stage, and she's got a whole lot of school spirit, I'll give her that. But really busted out some singing, the dance moves. And as Blake mentioned, you never would have thought that just 4 months ago, there would have been such a major catastrophic event on her campus at all, with the apparent murder of Charlie Kirk.
Yep, here it is.
I'm grateful that I get to be here to introduce Dr. Astrid S. Timunez, or as I like to call her, President Timunez. But all the way back in 2018, following a rich and storied career in business, filling all the professional that through tragedy and biggest supporter of all time.
Here we go.
We can show our support to her as she enters the stage today. That would be fantastic. So please welcome Dr. Astrid S. Timunez.
By the way, I don't think there were 3,000 people there.
baby. I'm just a little help. You're sitting down. All right, can you all hear me? Thank you, Kyle, for that great introduction.
Look, I am not against having a good time. I'm really not. I love having a good time. But the fact is, Kelly, this university, this administration, they are actively facilitating, assisting in, running interference for the cover-up of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Point blank, plain and simple. Okay? They are denying grammar request after grammar request after grammar request. They don't want anything out. These are records that should be available to the public that have absolutely nothing to do with the court case at all. We're not asking, I mean, they should release the roof footage that the FBI released, just the 12/23/34. They should release that. If the district attorney is going to go on TV to a press conference before the world and tell us what happened, and if the governor can do the same thing, then you know what? You just opened yourself up for putting the video out. You don't get to say something and then not back it up. And no, for all of you people out there that are like, that's what the trial's for, blah, blah, blah. No, the minute you go before the press, the people, and you start talking on facts, you better put stuff out that backs up every single bit of it. This is not about tainting a jury pool. Okay? If it were, they wouldn't have gone to the podium and tell such a fantastical story. Point blank. So they need to put the video out from the roof immediately. But what I'm talking about is the video from underneath the Hall of Flags. Other things that are really, really related to the cover-up, the cleanup of the grounds. Those are still super ambiguous, right? Who decided that? How? I mean, I still can't believe that this is really something that's not driving conversation day in and day out. The fact that literally if Tyler's defense team wanted to go and run tests, they're at the location, they can't. They can't.
No,
it's covered up.
Long gone.
The grass is gone.
Yes, all of those permeable surfaces have been replaced. It is shocking. But to see this display was quite disturbing. And it was funny because it's one of those things where I thought when we turned it on initially, like, I don't know if anything's going to come of this, but it'll be interesting to watch. And boy, was it interesting. Boy, was it telling to see just how we can go have a big time, have a big party. And it almost just kind of feels like a slap in the face in a way to, you know, not only to all of us who are investigating, but just to those who even witnessed the terrible incident, to Charlie's, you know, family, to legacy, whatever, to see how they could just go on and dance over the entire thing is just, it's beyond me.
Yep.
The chat is really having a field day with this one, Blake. I don't know if you can see any of the comments, but they're pretty good.
Oh yeah, like right here, I'm telling you, this one looks like a funeral. Yeah. I won't, like, they did a whole Bruce Springsteen segment there within this State of the University address. I'm not going to harp too much on that because the PowerPoint presentation, all of it went blank, and she's up there just like she's a captain without any wind, and the vessel's dead in the water.
Did you take a page from Erica Kirk's AmFest?
Well,
speech?
I guess
know.
the pyro person was booked up today. I mean, that honestly would have been really, really fitting, given everything that's transpired over the last few months. but they did go through a whole breakout dance segment, but it was because, she's dead in the water on the presentation. And she starts asking, they do a whole Bruce Springsteen dance. Some people started to bail out because they're like, no, this is not working for me. I probably would have done the same thing if I would have bailed out too. But then she's like, well, we'll start doing some Q&A. So I'm like, hey, KSL News Utah, why don't you guys do your jobs? Ask her if she's going to honor any of these grammar requests that are coming in here within the last couple of weeks, and find out when we can get the footage from the roof so that we can see if the governor up there in Utah is telling the truth, if the DA is telling the truth, or if there needs to be some other investigations starting to roll out. But I don't think that's ever going to come. I think by the looks of things here at UVU, they done moved on.
They might be laughing all the way to the bank for whatever we know.
Possibly, very possibly. And so I'll just finish it up talking about the president here, and she's going to be hanging it up. She's done. Did you know that?
Yes. So that was a big revelation, and also just want to hit on too. And I think it's something that we can come back to in a later podcast, but very interesting and telling to hear just how many ties that UVU has to the intelligence community. I knew there were some, Blake, but I had no idea that it was that substantial, that significant, that deep. They are literally leading the pack, if not leading the country, in terms of intelligence, I guess preparation or something of their students.
Oh, it's deep. It might as well be deep state UVU. Baron Coleman tonight did a really good, just not a deep dive on her, but he went enough to where it really kind of illustrates this woman's background, where she came from, where she got her undergraduate, where she got her graduate, where she got her, then to master's program, then to her doctorate program. We're talking BYU undergrad, Harvard, MIT. This woman, she comes from a slum, I believe, in the Philippines, and then how she was recruited. Yes, you might be the luckiest woman on the planet. That's quite possibly, okay, something that can be true. But it's also, given everything that we're kind of seeing here now, I don't think it's that. I think this was a very deliberate person. And in my opinion, the fact that UVU was chose for this particular, I'm going to call it an operation.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
It makes perfect sense to me now. It's like, it just makes perfect sense why it was chosen there and not, say, at some Christian university in Colorado or, somewhere down here in Texas. It was at the perfect spot in Utah where absolutely anything goes, it seems.
Where the ties run deep, and I guess adhering to the plan, they can count on.
and look, Utahns, this is not a good look. Kelly and I, we're down here in Texas, but we're not the only people that are thinking like this. There's a whole shitload of people out there that are thinking the same thing, and it's not a good look. I don't know if it's like a level of complacency type of thing, or that you don't want to rock the boat or what, but I can't believe that there's not just people really pissed off that, like, hey, we're a classy state. We're not a banana republic type mafioso, religious mafia state. Okay. Mm-hmm. No, we're better than this. And we're going to show we are. I can't believe that it's not like that. Really blows my mind that this is what you get when you live up there. And I love it. That's That's my part of the world. I love it. I love going up there. It's heartbreaking, sad. All right, let's get into it. Anything to take off the top first before we hit play? Right after the moment of the boom for you, Kelly.
No, I think we're just ready to roll. On my end yesterday, we looked at the Life is Driving video. So I think right now we're coming at it from the UVU review angle.
Just for a few seconds, and then we cut right in. I will go right to a cut. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that part. I put together UVU review, then I cut Adams at the very moment of the boom.
Perfect.
And put them together, and then I started a clock. You'll
Amazing.
see it in a second.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that. Okay, here we go.
Let's roll.
There's been a shooting. We heard shots.
And this camera is right here set up. And you'll see him where the UVU review footage came from. It came from right here. Now, a couple of things I want to point is right up here. This is all new, but I just found this yesterday, or I've always been interested in the red hat officer. You'll see why. But also the big boy Blue, the other plainclothed officer, and also Chief Long, they are all right up here hanging out. And you'll see them. Okay, so right here is George Zinn.
You guys okay? Okay, love you. Be safe. Okay, be safe. Bye. Apparently there's been a shooting.
Can we pause that for a moment?
You know who's been shot?
Okay, so just in case people, I was going to just add this for kind of color context as well. So the person who you hear in the background, that's Adam Bartholomew, and he's the one filming this video. I guess we would call him citizen journalist or something, may do some kind of freelancing journalism, not quite sure. But yes, Life is Driving footage. And apparently his son was there, and also his wife was there. And they were both down on that lower level.
Correct. Yep. Okay. I'm going to point out things as we go that I have been looking at for months, just for the sake of this video, so that you can see it. I'll also link this full uninterrupted video below on my X page after this for anybody that wants to study up and see exactly what we're talking about. So I'm going to just pause it as we go, and I'm going to point out the things that are bothersome, okay?
We are here live at Utah Valley State University. There's been a shooting at the Charlie Kirk event, the TPUSA event. There has been a shooting. Everybody's evacuating.
So right here is Chief Long. This is the guy in the red hat, and the big boy in blue. You'll see him as well. And they're running.
I don't know
if so there they take off running. So 1 minute, 12 seconds after the explosion, this is when finally, and yes, the red hat officer, the reason I'm talking about him so much is because he's going to play a very big role here in a little bit, okay? But the red hat officer was in the crowd the entire time. He was posted up right here along the railing, and the only shot we see of him is he's videoing with his iPhone in landscape mode. Before Charlie's walked up, he's like videoing, okay? So here they are taking off running.
That was shots or if that was fireworks, to be honest, but. Good, how are you doing?
Were you able to see anything that happened?
I was standing right here interviewing people. Hang on.
No, they have not run yet. Here's Big Boy in blue with his gun. I can see him.
Holy shit.
He's right here.
Got
There
shot in
goes
the neck is what my
the
kid
red
said.
hat officer.
Yeah.
So there's the
Oh
two
my
cops
goodness.
running right there. And then here is David.
My son is down there.
There's
He
David
says
Long.
that Charlie Kirk has been shot
That's
in the
the
neck.
chief.
This is unconfirmed. This is from my son who was down there right in front of Charlie Kirk. We're going to go down.
Okay, I'm going to back it up right quick because there's something very important here that I want to hit on. Pay attention to this guy in particular, okay? So here's George Zinn waving his hat saying, it was me, I'm the one who shot Charlie. Kill me, shoot me, put me out of my old misery.
I don't know if that was shots or if that was fireworks, to be honest, but. Good, how are you?
Okay, here are another two plainclothes officers, not the two that were up there. This is Disney Dad. Disney Dad and the guy in the black grunt style t-shirt, they look like just normal dudes. They come walking down right after George walks right here. This is who's in all of the photos that arrested him, okay? He's walking right behind Zinn.
How you doing?
Were you able to see anything that happened?
I was standing right here interviewing people. Hang on. Charlie Kirk got shot?
Okay.
Holy shit. Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck is what my kid is.
Now, while he is about to jump down and go here, I want you to pay attention to this guy right here, okay? Why is that? That is Jason Behunin, okay? Jason Behunin is the big dude that was to Charlie's on his right-hand side right here at like maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, okay? He's wearing a red hat, red MAGA hat, dark clothing, okay? He has given a live interview, or he gave a sit-down interview with 3 other people, and he really just breaks down that he was never really a fan of Charlie. He knew that Charlie was coming within a couple of weeks, I believe. He just was like, I'll stop in, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'll play it if we have some time after. But there's something weird here with this guy. Jason is a retired correction officer. I believe he's been in law enforcement possibly his whole life, okay? He knows the law, okay? He's a civilian in this capacity, okay? He's retired.
Saying.
Your kid saying.
Okay, did y'all see that? He is pointing. That is his hand, and he is pointing to a guy in a bucket hat with a backpack, and he is pointing where to go and look for things to pick up. Okay?
Charlie Kirk got shot in the
You
neck.
see his hand? Kelly, can you see it okay?
Yeah, I
Can you
can.
see the arm outstretched? I just want to make sure the resolution's good.
Is what my kid is saying.
Your kid saying.
Or
Charlie.
so.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
He's pointing to this kid right here.
My son is down there. He's.
Okay. So as he points to this kid or guy, I don't know, you never get a good look at his face because the bucket hat is pulled down so low on his face. But this kid is crouched down looking for shit. Okay. And then Jason is over here picking up the microphone, and then he's actually going to yell into it. He picks up the stand. He lays it over. Like he's over there like messing with this freaking live crime scene. And there's absolutely, like, for someone that's spent their entire life in law enforcement, you are the one person that should know unequivocally, without a shadow of doubt, you don't touch the fucking crime scene at all. Like, what are you doing? Like, leave everything alone. Like, a dude just either got shot or blown up. And then you're over here like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Says that Charlie Kirk has been shot in the neck. This is unconfirmed. This is from my son who was down there right in front of Charlie Kirk. We're going to go down there and see if we can get
So he's going to walk down.
any more info. My son just said Charlie Kirk was...
Sorry, y'all. I need to stop this. It's so touchy. Back it up. I got excited because there was a good point right there. Okay, I'll just let it play.
Holy shit, Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck is what my kid is saying. Kirk, we're going to go down there and see if we can get any more info. My son just said Charlie Kirk.
Can you turn the volume down a little bit on that?
Right there?
Yeah, I can't. I think you can do it as you're adding it, you know, where you added it into the scene, like from the bottom, the presentation, you know, of StreamYard.
Gotcha.
You can control the volume for it there.
Okay. Okay, first off, okay, right here. This is 1:52 after the bomb. This kid right here, this guy is Binder Boy. Okay. Who's Binder Boy? Binder Boy is the person who is with Turning Point USA. He walks up before Charlie gets there and he's laying out all of Charlie's documents. Okay. Binder Boy is up here through the crowd that's fleeing within 1:52 seconds. And we don't see him after he walks past Adam, but I think he's up here to like look out and be a lookout for a good vantage point off the back end. Okay. Keep in mind, y'all, there's supposed to be an active shooter. Okay. You have to step back into the mindset of everything happening. No one that is with Turning Point or the security team has one tiny concern, worry, thought of a shooter anywhere. Okay. There's no reason for this cat right here to be up here looking off the back when his boss just was hit with a gunshot to their knowledge. Okay. There's absolutely no reason for him to be up here.
Shot in the neck.
I'll show you his video here in a little bit.
I don't know the accuracy of that.
Is the audio better, Kelly?
It's still pretty loud.
Okay,
Yeah.
hang on.
There you go. Much better.
You guys okay? No. Stay. Abby, are you inside or outside?
You pause it right there. Pause it right there. If we end up making it through this whole video, you know, we'll end up seeing these guys basically in this same spot.
Yep. Inside.
I just think it's very strange, you know, that after Adam makes this entire round and comes back around, these guys are in the same spot and then kind of like acting through this same thing. But I just wanted to make note of that.
Yeah. And it's hard to say because I know where these two were sitting, and I have to step into the role that if I was there and I have I'm just going to assume that this kid's a college kid. I'm with my son. I'm probably going to be hanging out too because I'm a nosy person, right? Like I'm going to be wanting to see what's going on. So it's hard to like put yourself in there. And yes, they do pop up multiple times, but Yeah, you're right.
That means it was over there. It sounded like
But-
it came from up there.
Sounded like a sharpshooter. Dude, he just got shot.
Hey, what happened?
Okay, upon Adam getting to the edge of the menorah, okay, we've got the red hat officer right here. Okay, here is another officer. Everybody that is right over here that's in plain clothes is not civilian. Okay, and I'll show you. Okay, real quick, right here. Here is my pink hat person. They are walking and they're already actively hunting and looking for things to pick up, small pieces in the grass. You can see just little fleeting moments as Adam just kind of jerks the camera or the lens around, okay? But right here's the pink hat person.
Hey, everybody clear out. Someone here.
All of these guys in here are not civilians. These are all some sort of operational. They're in some sort of operational capacity. Okay, and we know that because there's pictures of them with handguns in their waistbands. Okay, right here is my bucket hat person. This dude right here is the one that Jason Bahunin was pointing to pick things up. And as you note, he's walking in and out of the non-permeable zone. Okay, this is what Brian Harpole explains as or describes as the non-permeable zone. Okay, so he's walking back and forth in here. Okay, we've got the EMTs. They were all along this side of this wall. Everything that Brian Harpole said about that, about they're running for cover and all that bullshit. No, they were right there. Okay, their stuff was right there. You literally see them pull and take Charlie's body right past them. Okay, all of their stuff was along this retaining wall on the inside. Okay.
And yeah, and just to think that the EMTs were all right there at the time of the incident, but completely ignored, it's quite surprising.
Right.
But also quite telling.
Yeah, both in the same. Yep.
One and the same. And then also, I had noticed yesterday or last night at the end, yeah, and as someone in the chat mentioned, someone should interview those EMTs. I would love to, if I knew their names, if I could track them down. So, as people are starting to watch this, please, if you have any leads, let us know. But I had noticed there's a videographer, Blake, who is back there kind of in the corner. You'll see him by the guy in the white long sleeve shirt.
By this guy?
Yeah. You may see him in just a second. And so I was wondering, I didn't know if that was by chance a news reporter or anyway, who the heck that was.
No
but I
one
would really
has
like
talked
to know.
about him.
I'd like to know.
Yes, no one has talked about him. We'll see him pop up here in his. He must be right on the other side of this guy. I'm gonna have to change my pointer.
Yeah.
I'll make it big again in a second, but it's hard.
And yes, Peter, to answer your question, 2 EMTs were there, but no ambulance was there at all. It is very strange. I've done a little further looking into it. I mean, it seems that everybody's pointing the finger one way or the other, but it seems that obviously there should have been, given the amount of people there. So,
Okay. Oh, I wanted to point out something real quick.
sure.
Right. Okay, so there's pink hat person fleeing, or the camera just pans over him. But everybody, did we see Santa's second cousin? Did y'all see him?
Okay, I'm going to
There
call
he is.
him the elf because he looks so small.
No, that's why I'm like, hey, he's Santa's second cousin. He's like,
Okay.
he's that cousin that, because he's kind of like family, but he's not like tight family.
Yeah.
That it's like, hey, he kind of shares my same last name.
Gotcha.
So I gotta be cool with him, but I'm not gonna give him like any big time responsibility. So like he's like he basically is like running the kitchen at the North Pole, is the equivalent of what I think Butch is. Okay, but Butch is right over here, y'all. This is I don't want to call him an elderly old man, because I'm sure he can fly fish me under the water. I mean, like, he's probably a really good fly fisherman, but he's old. And he really had never met Charlie before, ever. Okay. His brother is I guess a famous pastor. I'd never heard of Jack Hibbs before this. But we got this elderly man just hanging out over here on the corner, watching all of this stuff, recording it, okay? And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a moment, because a lot of these other video angles are going to tie all this shit in together. There's no reason for Butch Hibbs to be right there at the corner of the concrete with his phone out, just literally laser focused on everybody, okay? And I'll tell you what he's doing. He's running and supervising the cleanup, okay? He just is, okay? So keep a watch on this corner of the concrete here. He's going to retreat back up here in a little bit, but watch that. And then right here, this is another thing you need to watch. This is the red hat officer, okay? He's got his badge here. This is Blake Harf. He's an old boy from a town that's about, I don't know, 100 miles, 130 miles away from me, Abilene, Texas. He's constantly talking with this cop. Both of them are, okay? Like, they know each other. They know each other. And this is something that was never pressed on as far as the relationship whenever Sean Ryan or Gary was interviewing Brian about, hey, how buddy were y'all with the cops? Because there's some really strange video with one of your guys that really knows this cop really well, and they're talking like the whole time. So watch this right here. Watch this interaction. This officer has absolutely no worry about an active shooter at all. He's walking around with the barrel of the gun. He's gripping the barrel of the gun, and he's on his phone. You'll see it in a second. So watch this.
With multiple eyewitnesses saying that Charlie Kirk has been shot in the neck, and that they saw blood spray.
Right there. Here's your videographer, Kelly.
Yep, there we go. So I'm wondering, I mean, that's a real nice camera.
Oh, it's a very nice camera. Who is this person? And could this possibly be related to a live stream, a live feed, just at a different angle? I think it's definitely worth looking at, okay? Okay, here's pink hat person walking right past Butch. Here is the little dude with the bucket hat picking stuff up.
Where are you? Okay, calm down.
Hey, Blake, I want to pause you for a second because there has been someone, Wilson, who has mentioned a few times in the chat. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat too, but the
Oh, yeah.
barricades that were separating the van, I hadn't noticed that there were barricades specifically separating the van. Are you aware of that?
In what regard?
If you're
At
able
the
to,
front?
maybe, but it sounded like, let's see, that this person felt like that there were barricades separating the van from even the other vehicles. I didn't.
No. Well, actually, yeah, there are. You see that right there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, because in one of the videos, as what's his name? He commented on a video today. Mark Hall. Does that sound right? Yeah, I think it's Mark Hall. He's shooting a video, and his wife is running. I think it's his wife running behind him, and they have to run around the barricade this way. So a lot of the people fled out of here. They went along the side of the minivan. You've seen that video, right, Kelly, where they're all hanging out by the minivan. Okay.
Yep, definitely.
And then you had to walk around a couple of barricades here and then go here. So with that, I mean, I don't know really and truly if it really means anything other than the fact they just had another layer of barricades up, because you can look and see on the UVU review video, people were through there. I mean, there was a lot of people back there. There's the CEO of that I Am Second company. There's other people, TPUSA. There's all these. I mean, there were a lot of people back there. So I don't necessarily know if that meant anything. But yes, there was another set of barricades there. All right.
We have multiple eyewitnesses saying that Charlie Kirk has been shot in the neck, and that they saw blood spray.
Where are you? Okay, calm down.
Okay, right here is the Salt Lake Tribune reporter or videographer. I'll show you his video in a second. This is him running around right here.
I don't know yet. I'm getting out of here.
Okay, so notable things. We have this is a little cleanup dude right here, okay? Then we've got Butch, who's now right over here, like he's basically trying to do his best 007, okay? We've got the pink hat person. Butch is actually on the phone with someone. Terrell Farnsworth is still back here standing in the rocks shooting his infamous selfie video. Okay, he's still there. And then we've got all the security team right here in front with the chief is right here. Here's Red Hat and here's Big Boy.
Stay close. You guys up this way. Let's go up that way. Hey, move that way.
Okay, at this very moment is where it starts to get good. Because Terrell Farnsworth jumped down, and I believe because we saw Butch on the phone, I think Butch was communicating with Terrell, and I'll back this up here. Well, I don't have their phone records, but I'm just going to assume it based on some other nonverbal stuff. But Terrell walks up behind the minivan, and he puts his hand.
Go, guys, move that way. Go.
Chief Long's like, don't need this shit to be said out over the speaker. Goddamn, might get caught. Goddamn. Might be bad if people heard this shit, what we're talking about on the speakers. Okay, right here, we've got this security guy. This is the big boy that came booking it across the Hall of Flags. Remember him, Kelly?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh, the
boy,
one who
he
could
had
have
run
been like
that since he was
hurdler?
the third string defensive tackle back.
with the hurdle jump, though.
I mean, he's like, coach told me I could do it. And then here he is now. Here he is hanging out. Okay. This is a new guy. I don't know who this is. This is one of the new people that Brian Harpole is talking about on the Sean Ryan interview. This is one of the new crew. Okay. Because he's never been. But he's manning this entry point here. Okay, Terrell is right here. And Terrell has been in a thought pose for the last few seconds because Terrell has got a conundrum, I believe. Terrell walks up. He walks up, and Terrell is looking right at Adam Bartholomew. And why is he concerned about that? Because Adam Bartholomew, I'm at 1539. Adam Bartholomew is right here looking like a Ghostbuster. He's got his backpack on. He's got a like Moses stick with a camera on it, like he's Moses. And I think he even has something in another hand. But it's no surprise that this dude, Adam in the blue, is videoing in some capacity, okay? And here's the conundrum. Santa's second cousin, Butch, 15.
You got to love the names. I mean, we have to have a little fun with it.
You have to. I mean, nothing's better than Slick Rick, though. He's still
Slick Rick.
Okay. Terrell has got to get the SD cards. Why? Because the SD cards show everything, and he's got to get them before the real FBI get there, okay? And he, I believe, was told to go get them by Butch Hibbs, okay? Because Butch has been on the phone. He's been on the phone over there, and the thing to take away right now is the fact that no one with a badge told Terrell Farnsworth to go and get those SD cards. And Terrell Farnsworth did not ask anybody with a badge, okay? This is breaking the law.
Fireworks.
Did you see me even look to see if the guy was even like looking?
Mm-hmm.
Clean out fireworks.
Notice what Butch is doing. Oh, Santa's cousin's like, I don't need to be on camera. So he's getting some distance between him and the camera because he don't want to be on camera.
About time to skedaddle.
And he's probably calling somebody saying, oh shit, we got a dude down here in a blue shirt and he looks like he's for real. Like he's got
maybe. I don't know.
Kelly,
I don't know. See, this might be where you and I differ.
Kelly. Adam Bartholomew has put the nail in the coffin for all these motherfuckers. So if he's a Fed or if he's in on it, he's the worst person to be in on it because he's provided us the most invaluable piece of video. Think about what we're able to prove on this.
I know. I don't think that they intended
he's
that
an
we
awful
would,
Fed. So he's
we
an awful
would
Fed.
go through. Yeah, I think he's
Okay.
a CI.
Adam, you're the shittiest Fed, but thank you.
I hope you got paid, buddy. I hope you got paid well.
I can tell you right now that this right here is, I mean, they would have been better off paying him to stay the fuck away, Kelly.
Okay, so someone in the chat, Fusible is just something, I don't know, I lost anyway, said, well, Cash Patel has a badge. So, you know.
Well, yeah. Maybe they drink at the bar. Maybe they're bar buddies in Valhalla. I don't know. Okay, so Terrell and you notice who's come back now is Philip Goldsberry, and they're talking back and forth. I don't think they're talking about what they're doing because they know they're going in for it. I think they're talking because they're concerned that Adam Bartholomew is right here videoing all of this. And they're like, oh shit, what do we do? Okay. So watch. Act natural. Act natural. Okay, I'm going to back it up right. So there's Pink Hat and Butch hanging out, getting some distance between the camera and them. There's my little dude over there. Now notice that our red hat officer is on a cell phone. Everybody else that's law enforcement is on radios, okay? The dude in the red hat is on an iPhone. Who's he talking to? Everybody else that he should be talking to is on a radio channel. He's talking to somebody on his iPhone, okay?
Yeah, I still maintain that we cannot, unfortunately, see Adam's face, and so I just believe that there was nonverbal communication.
Okay, let's just go with it. Adam's in on it for right now. Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying. I just want to acknowledge there's people in the chat, so
right now,
I just want them to.
Terrell is looking back over here on the side. And I believe he is looking for a visual cue to Butch Hibbs. Okay? And watch it again. He looks down at his phone. He's looking at Butch Hibbs. Butch Hibbs is right here.
Safety team is here. I just heard them say the active shooter, Charlie Kirk, has been shot.
Here's Y Refi guy. Terrell's going in for the cards. Phillips here. They're trying to act natural.
Charlie Kirk got hit, is what the security detail just said. My son just messaged me and says that Charlie Kirk.
You need to leave. Yes, sir. Now, quick. Get him out. Hey, you go right now.
Awkward.
Yep. Here are the two people with Salt Lake Tribune right here. Jason Chaffetz, Fox News contributor and was Jason congressman? I think he's congressman. Jason was standing right here when this happened earlier, 6 minutes ago, okay? Okay, so what is happening right here? This is the moment where they find either a gun holster or something of that nature, okay?
Hey, he's out. He's out. He made it out. He's fine. He's out. He made it out. He's fine. He's looking for you.
Okay, what the red hat officer is saying, he's yelling. He's saying, officer, officer. I need you to mark this where David Long is as an evidence marker, okay?
He's looking for you. Hang on. Hang on a second. Where are you located? Where are you?
All right. While we're right here, I want to talk about this guy right here who is in a big conversation with Butch, Santa Claus. This is the guy who walks up. I ended it yesterday. He's walking up as everybody's fleeing, okay? And he's got like a sandwich with him. He does. He's got like a Jersey Mike sandwich.
He was
like
ready for his midweek picnic.
Like, what the? Kelly, are there any like journalists or journalism videographers, photojournalists in the crowd watching this by chance? And if you are, will you comment if this is normal after what's being told and reported that Charlie Kirk was just shot and all of this mass hysteria is playing out? Is it natural for you to be walking up as everyone's fleeing and then you're going to go find your way right here on the second step of the menorah and never pull out your video camcorder? Like,
yeah, about 50 feet away from, where.
Is that normal? Kelly, you've been in this world before. Is this normal?
No, absolutely not. It's that guy has always perplexed me. Like, who in the world is he? What is he doing? Because, and why is nobody making him move?
Right.
I just, yes, very strange.
Like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't know. I've done all sorts of facial
If anybody
stuff.
knows where he was before the shot, I have not identified that. So that's a
This
wonderful.
guy right here?
Yeah. Have you seen where he was before the shot? Because I don't think that he would have been in that exact spot, because I feel like that whole area was full of younger folks who were definitely all standing up.
You ready?
Ready.
He just walks up, Kelly. It's the damnedest thing. I don't get it.
It's bizarre. So just for anyone who can't quite see what we're talking about this guy with the long hair. He's got a beard too, right?
Yeah, he's got a beard.
To me, this almost looks like a bad wig, bad setup, something or other. But maybe that's his natural hair. I don't know.
If he wasn't that heavy set, I would say maybe. But you know what? I can see him really looking like that.
With
like,
the dark hair in the back.
Oh, yeah. That is true. That's a good point. Like, those Jerry curls don't match that right there.
Yeah, the two sides of the head don't match. Is that normal? I don't know.
Utah's a bizarre state. Utah is a wild state. I'm telling you, it's the Wild West out there. Okay, but here's his tripod.
Yeah.
I'm setting feet away from something that's going to captivate the world. But you know what? I don't need to video it. Who cares about that video and stuff? I'm sitting here having a conversation with Santa Claus's second cousin.
Yeah.
That's more important. Weird. Very weird.
He does look like he could have been having some kind of potential, I don't know, like a medical issue, but at the same time, or that his legs were hurting him or something. But
if my legs are hurting, I'm not going down the menorah. I'm staying my ass up top.
Exactly. Because at that point, if you go down, you need to go back up. That means you still got to go back up. So it's just, the whole thing is sus.
But notice who he's talking to. He's talking to, like, this is the one person that probably Yeah. I'm
Okay,
gonna
I
go ahead
have
and
to
say it.
laugh. This was
This
a
is
really
my-
good comment.
this
He's
is
a
the person-
contractor getting a quote for the paving.
Say that again.
He's a contractor getting a quote for the paving. That was one
Yeah.
of our comments. That's actually quite clever. Thank you.
Yeah. And he's just really getting a good look at the type of grass he's working with. The pink hat person, they're at the top of my totem pole.
Yeah.
They really are, Kelly, because I don't know who this person is.
Yeah.
And this person is deeply, deeply involved. And the fact that they just look so out there, like they do not look like anything you would expect of some sort of operation taking place. Like they're carrying around what looks like a 7-Eleven Mountain Dew with no ice in it, right? They look like they are so chill, and it works unless you've just completely obsessed over these videos and you've put all these things together and you're like, what are you doing? You should not be there looking for little pieces of something.
Right.
What's going on? Who you working for? And here it is. So this guy's talking to Butch and to the pink hat. They're right off frame. Okay, so right quick, 7 minutes and 20 seconds. And we've got Disney Dad, Lightning McQueen. Here he comes. He's done. George, he didn't get shot. He's actually handcuffed in the back of a, what does Tyler call it? Oh, a squad car.
Not a vehicle.
Squad car. And he's done. He can go back to his kids, like in the stroller. Like it's so weird because he does. Watch. He's done. Pink cat, what are you kicking over and looking for? What are you? These are people's stuff. What are you looking for? And what if you were to find it? Are you going to pick it up? And we don't know. I mean, there's no telling what all they found and picked up. But what
we don't even know what his job is, who he is. We don't think he's security, right?
I have no clue. I believe genuinely that this is a Eskimo Indian, some sort of Pacific Islander. That's their like their race. I think they're kind of like what you would see over there, like in Samoa type of thing. And they've got like some man boobs, but it's not a female. Like this is not a female because these are he's got like bird legs, like that's a guy. Those mannerisms, that's a guy.
It looks like one of the guys though that you would see if you went to a concert or a basketball game or something like that. Yeah, who's just standing
event staff.
there. An event staff. Yeah, he looks like event staff.
Stay off the field. Don't tear down the goalpost. Like
not working security, but just like sort of running interference.
Kelly, this person, Pink Hat, is running back and forth as it's happening. Remember, because on one of the videos, I think it's Cub. Yeah, I think on Cub's video, you can see this person like running through somewhere, and then they're running back, and then now they're here running the cleanup or assisting in it, right? Mm-hmm. Because Butch is still over here hanging out on the side. But I want to back it up because we missed a couple of things. So right here, watch this.
Oh yeah, this is exciting.
Okay, so they know each other. Like you're not going to put your hands on an officer if you don't know him like this. So this uniformed cop, you're not going to put your hands on an officer like that. Like they're cool with each other. They're like in the same department. They know each other. Watch this. He meets up with these people right here, and watch him. He's yelling at the chief. Watch this. Hey, chief, do you see this hand? He's like doing a see ya. Real nonchalant, like, chief, my job is done. Watch it again.
Yeah.
Watch his hand. Hey, chief. And then he walks into the sunset with his friends. It's like his one job was to go and arrest George Zinn. That's what his job was, and he did it because he's on all of the videos. And literally, you can track him. He's still right here.
Now there's the chief right back there, though. Is that right? Is he?
The chief is right here.
Yeah. Okay.
There's Andrew. What's up, Andrew?
Oh, there's Andrew.
No, you don't have a gun in your camera.
Yeah, please. Well, for the people who are harassing Andrew to please.
I like Andrew. I mean, he's a great photographer.
The love and
He's just, what the hell happened here?
And Blake, I want to say this, that, okay, so there have been people who literally have been harassed, who've been receiving death threats, and they're being contacted by strangers and taunted with their families' names. This stuff is getting really serious. And the reason why is because TPUSA and the government are not being forthcoming with information. They're not doing their part to help the cause, to help quash some of these concerns. Therefore,
100%.
people are just running wild with random theories and things. And so, and unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are getting caught in the crosshairs, and it is time that this stops. It's
100%.
scary.
100%. Okay, so at this point, we've got this cop is walking away. Notice what's happening right here. Terrell is talking with this security guy here. We've got the red hat officer still on his cell phone, okay? He's going to jump back on the phone.
Hello?
Now, watch this exchange. Terrell is going in for this SD card right here in this camera. Did you see the big boy? The big boy in blue says, hey, you got to get back. Watch it again. Terrell says, no, I gotta get this. I gotta get this. And then he's overridden by the red hat officer.
Okay, just stay back to the grass as much as possible. The guy who was arrested, I got him.
Did y'all see that? This red hat officer overrides this big boy, and Terrell goes in for the SD cards, or the SD card on the front camera.
the love and tolerance crowd.
Oh, yeah, I saw them do that.
Okay, now this is where everything starts to go sideways for their narrative. They being like Brian and the security team, is because the red hat officer is going to point, and Blake Hariff right here and all the other security team, they are going to begin to sweep the crime scene. Watch.
Yeah.
Right there.
Do you know?
See him pointing? Could you see that, Kelly?
The love and tolerance crowd.
Oh, yeah, I saw them evaporate as soon as
Yeah.
Do you know where?
So apparently, this photographer that was just right here in front of my camera got a picture of the guy that was arrested. He was looking for he's heading to the UVU police to give them that picture.
And now
where
the
were you
entire security team that is still left over, that's remaining,
I was.
Tell me what happened.
So
they are all going to join.
At first, I started off maybe 30 seconds before the shot.
And that's what's crazy too. Did you see that kid nearly get tackled? It's because the kid has no idea.
What happened?
So at first, I started off maybe 30 seconds before the shot, walking up the stairs all the way to the side of the bridge underpass area because I was looking for the line.
So here's a uniformed officer now telling Butch, hey, you got to get out. But the main thing here is the chief is up here, and the one person who possibly told the entire team to start looking for evidence and investigating things, the one person to do that's got a badge is the red hat. Okay? And there's so many issues with that, but it is not the chief, because the chief has been up here the whole time. It is the red hat officer.
Ask him a question. It came to our attention that the line was on the other side, so I went around and ended just by the structure thing, and that's when we heard the gunshot.
Wow. Do you know where she is? She's in the Sorensen Center. Stay with me. Somebody got a picture of the guy that got arrested.
Is that the guy they cuffed?
Apparently, I don't know. So I was up there on the
I
balcony.
saw a guy down there they cuffed and hauled off.
There was a guy down here getting video. There was people up there videoing down that definitely must have got a wide out angle.
Did you hear that he got hit for sure?
My son here told
He's
me
either
that,
hit in the neck or the chest.
yeah.
I've heard
Chest.
mostly the neck, but I've heard chest a couple times.
It was one of the, I talked to one of the officers. He said he got hit hard. I just prayed to his shoulder.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's almost like it was set up because the second speaker was the one talking about guns.
Hmm.
And the next thing you know,
Yeah, that must be.
you know what I mean?
Okay. So the person's voice that you're hearing right there talk is actually Butch Hibbs. And he's the first person to draw the correlation between the question and the alleged shot. He's the first person. And it's absolutely bizarre. But yeah, that's Butch Hibbs's voice right there on camera as he's talking with Adam. Now, the team, as you can see, they're all here with the two PD guys. I assume PD. But here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and just say what I believe this red hat officer, his role is. I believe that he is on his phone talking to somebody that was watching a live stream or had files of the actual explosion. And I believe that it was about 8 minutes. right here, 8 minutes and 46 seconds after the explosion is when I believe he's saying, hey, y'all need to go and look really good over this area. There's no other explanation for it. And so we have got to find out who that red hat officer was talking to. And the problem is you cannot FOIA or grandma request that because I believe that's his personal cell phone. So all communication that is happening with him in his official capacity, and he was there officially. I mean, he was ready to go for something. He was blending in like he was in the crowd, part of the crowd. It's untouchable. So I don't know, but that's just, there's no other logical explanation for the fact that it would take probably about that long for someone to be running through things like real slow, or for the files to be, 8 minutes, and to really have a good grasp on slowing down stuff to see where pieces might be flying off. Otherwise, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to that is not on the radio, right? It's something involved in this whole thing. And I don't know how to get.
As people in the chat are saying, I too believe, just from my experience, that if someone is on duty, or say even a city council member, for example, if they only have their personal cell phone, but it's something to do with city business, and it's still subject to open records laws. So I think that it would be fair game.
Okay. All right, I'm going to hit play.
Do you know where?
So apparently, this photographer that was just right here in front of my camera got a picture of the guy that was arrested. He was looking for he's heading to the UVU police to give them that picture. Where were you at?
I was just over there in that little structure area.
Tell me what happened.
So at first I started off maybe 30 seconds before the shot, walking up the stairs all the way to the side of the bridge underpass area because I was looking for the line to ask him a question. It came to our attention that the line was on the other side. So I went around and ended just by the structure thing. And that's when we heard the gunshot.
Wow. Do you know where she is? She's in Sorensen Center. Somebody got a picture of the guy that got arrested.
Is that the guy they got?
Apparently, I don't know. So I was up there on the
I
balcony.
saw a guy down there they cuffed and hauled
Yeah.
off.
There was a guy down here getting video. There was people up there videoing down that definitely must have got a wide out angle.
Did you hear that he got hit? Sure.
My son here told
He's
me
either
that,
hitting the neck or the chest.
yeah.
I've heard mostly the neck, but I've heard chest a couple times.
There's I talked to one of the officers. He said he got hit hard. I just prayed to his shoulder.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's almost like it was set up because the second speaker was the one talking about guns.
Kelly, have you ever in your wildest dreams seen anything like this, where you've got like the security detail combing through the crime scene right in front of, like, I mean, here's the first time they're starting to talk to the chief. Like, I mean, this is insane, Kelly.
Here's the thing is that even for the university police department, that police chief still doesn't know any background about these security guys. Like, why would you trust the security guys to let them go comb through your crime scene? No, standard procedure is you rope off the crime scene. Obviously,
Right.
everybody needs to get the heck out of Dodge and leave your space in its exact condition. Duh.
What business do they have? I mean, like, it's like these two cops here are like, yeah, y'all go do our jobs.
Yeah, I mean, you have no idea. Like, these guys are from out of state. Who knows if they even really have licenses or not? I mean, I'm sure you hope so because they're coming with Charlie Kirk, but like, it's just absurd. He did not have any control of his scene. And this just goes back to why I think that it was all arranged. It was all set up to be this way. It was intentional. They never wanted to really have any control over it because they didn't need to.
I mean, right here, this entire little sequence where they're hunting, like they're hunting Easter eggs. It's a grown man Easter egg hunt.
Literally.
Look at them. It looks like there could be. I'm sure Coach, was it Coach Collins, that's his name? He could do a meme where they've got Easter eggs all over the place with them right here looking for this shit. Like, it's literally so out of bounds. And the fact that no one, like, it was just written off like, oh, Sean Ryan asked that question and Brian gave a good answer. There were victims laid out. That's why they were looking for stuff in there. No, everyone's gone. Like, this is a no-no. This is illegal. Flat out. This is illegal, what they're doing right here. There's no reason for them. Like, their person that they were brought on to protect is at the hospital fighting for his life. They have no business at UVU. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, you don't. Your dude left that you were supposed to protect. You need to leave.
Yeah, you have no business being there anymore.
No business. No business. No business. This is breaking the law. This is obstruction. And quite frankly, this is conspiracy because I know what I know.
Yeah.
This is conspiracy. Okay.
That definitely must have got a wide out angle.
Did you hear that he got hit for sure?
My son here told
He's
me
other than
that,
hitting the neck or the chest.
yeah.
I've heard mostly the neck, but I've heard chest a couple times.
I talked to one of the officers. He said he got hit hard. I just pray it's in his shoulder.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's almost like it was set up.
Another interesting point, Kelly, that I want to bring up right quick is, do you remember the charging document, the probable cause affidavit?
Of course.
What does it say about the officer that heard the shot? I'll bring it up. Do you remember? Let's see how.
Well, one thing that I just recall while you're pulling it up off the top of my head is that it sounded to me like an officer went over there to explore that area by himself. So that was always kind of strange to me because typically one would not go over to make some sort of discovery by themselves.
Right.
That calls into question the accuracy, the legitimacy of evidence.
Okay, I'm going to read it. Charles, approximately there, blah, blah, blah. Suspect stood 12:17. Okay. I'm going to pick it up for when they're saying the shot. At approximately 12:23 hours, Charlie Kirk was shot. At approximately 12:23 hours, surveillance shows that a suspect stood up suddenly from the edge of the rooftop and sprinted north on the rooftop of the Losi building. Suspect ran to the northeast corner of the Losi Center building and approached the edge of the rooftop. Suspect placed a dark item, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Where's the part where the cop finds suspect dropped off the roof? Where it talks about that must be in the charging document. Hang on, I'm on the wrong document. That is the probable cause, the PC affidavit. It is the charging document right here. Apologies, y'all. Okay. This is on page 4 of the charging document under the UVU surveillance investigation. At the moment of the shot, a UVU police officer was watching the crowd from an elevated vantage point. As soon as he heard the shot, he began to scan the area for threats. Believing the shot came from a rifle because of its sound, he looked for potential sniper positions. He noted a roof area approximately 160 yards away from Mr. Kirk as a potential shooting position, and he rushed there to look for evidence. The suspected shooting position is adjacent to an open, publicly accessible walkway. To access the suspected location, a person must jump or must climb over a railing and then drop to the roof only slightly below. The UVU officer climbed over the railing and down onto the roof. He walked to the suspected shooting position and confirmed a clear shooting corridor between the position and Mr. Kirk's seat. He also noticed markings in the gravel rooftop consistent with a sniper having laid on the roof. Impressions in the gravel potentially left by the elbows and knees and feet of a person in a prone shooting position. Police reviewed the surveillance from the camera covering the roof and discovered that it recorded an individual dressed in dark clothing cross the railing from the public walkway and drop onto the roof at approximately 12:15. Although the individual moved out of the camera's view for a short time, the camera again captured the individual running across the roof and then low crawling to the area the UVU officer recognized as where the suspected sniper had dropped into a prone shooting position. After a short time, which matches the known time of the shot, the individual arose and ran across the roof to the northeast. Big time takeaways right here, y'all. Number one, they do not ever say that the person on the roof was observed taking the shot. They just basically kind of put it out there, lay it out there. You don't hear anything about seeing a gun, none of that stuff. They just say they see his prints where they can visibly see where elbows and knees were. Okay. They have all of this on video. They're describing it. They purposefully withheld it from the public. Okay. That's big time. I've harped on that and I'm going to continue. Okay. Because it's messed up.
It would have changed so much for so many people.
So,
yeah.
Here's my point, Kelly. Let's see if you think, if you know where I'm going with this argument, okay? If a UVU officer, and I know there was one up there, he's standing right here because I've got him on camera. If he saw all of this happen, right? He heard it immediately. He's standing there looking, and if he is going right to where the person was found, why are they looking for anything here in the grass? Why? What is their purpose here of looking for absolutely anything? There's no reason these guys, because immediately the chief, all of these people, like they would have been like, hey, the guy was up there on the roof. And there's no reason for all of this insanity that's happening right here in the grass to have taken place. Zero.
Right.
Zero, zero, zero. So you cannot tell me that these fools are looking for shells or shell casings or anything like that, because they already saw the guy supposedly take the shot up on the roof.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that maybe they weren't fully up to speed on exactly what was suspected yet,
It's
but
because their leader, the red hat guy, he's on his cell phone talking to people and not the radio system. That's why.
yeah. I mean,
Could be.
I think, I think it's all a charade. I think it's all a charade. I think this, at least by them being out there and doing something, makes it look like they're trying, but I don't think they're trying in earnest.
Oh, they're cleaning up. They're looking for pieces of stuff that exploded. I mean, it's time to stop pussyfooting around things and to start calling what we're seeing before our eyes and calling it out. It's time.
Okay, but if that was the case, then why haven't we heard from anyone in the crowd, in the audience, say that something like flew at them or hit them in the face or something like that? If something exploded and and potentially shot out into the crowd, especially that far, 2, 3, 4 levels up, then why wouldn't we have heard from other people being injured or saying they saw something, saying something hit them, anything like that?
Out of all these people, when they're all ducking and there's small pieces, you're going to be noticing a small piece that's kind of like they're small. They're little pieces. You're not going to know unless you are the unlucky person that is looking and a piece of whatever it was that blew up hits you in the eye. I mean, you're not going to know. You're not going to know. We're not talking. I mean,
Right.
It's like it's doing an arc. We're not talking like stuff like project, like it's arcing away. You're not going to know. You're just not going to know. And
Right.
You wouldn't know the difference between that and, I mean, I think probably a spitball like with a straw would hit harder possibly than like a piece kind of exploding. I don't know. So anyways, that's the main thing is if this PC or the charging document, I mean, there's big time problem. Well, there's problems all over the place, but if that's the case, I mean, there's
Walking up the stairs
this is so unnecessary.
all the way to
And it's
Yeah, and
because-
regarding the chat, I want to acknowledge the chat that they were saying, well, maybe that the therapists that TPUSA or UVU had arranged for the students might have gaslighted them into speaking out. Otherwise, yeah, that's certainly possible. Certainly possible. I would hope that that was not the case, but we don't
there
know.
was definitely an element for them to be quiet.
Yeah, that does sound fishy.
He's a close friend of my brother's.
And okay, Zero Griffin, I see that you are mentioning the gag order placed on everyone. I want to clarify that because that was a big misnomer. There was a gag order that was placed, but it was not as holistic, all-encompassing as was made out to be. It really was if lawyers on either side contact you as a witness, knowing that you are going to definitely be asked to testify, you have relevant information, that then the lawyer is empowered to give you a gag order, essentially, to tell you, do not speak to anyone else about this incident.
Right.
But that was not the case. It was not the case holistically. That's why Erica Kirk has been on her grand media tour. That's why Brian Harple has been able to speak out on multiple interviews. That's why Mikey McCoy, has spoken about it in multiple contexts. So yeah, just as an example, there's a few of them, but the gag order was really kind of blown out of context, unfortunately, in the social media world.
Yeah, I think people just hear gag order and they're like, oh, and that's what happens when things are ambiguous is I think you're left to interpret it and place context however you think. And I believe it was fairly early on that we realized that the gag order, it's either the weakest gag order ever placed or it's not serious because all of the Turning Point people, most notably, all of them, but Jack, Posobiec, they all, they're just running their mouth nonstop about this case, about, the LGBTQ community, this is all on them, this, that. And then, of course, when Brian goes, you've got now, I don't know if Jack was there. I don't think he was. But when Brian goes on Sean Ryan's show and does all that, I think it was pretty evident at that point that the gag order only applies to counsel and no one else. So were there any other you wanted to get to, Kelly?
No, let's go for it.
All right. So here we are. That's that interview guy. I just noticed him. That's the kid that he's done a couple of interviews. He's up here looking. Okay. Sorry. Here's Butch on his phone, hanging out, watching, just.
I keep hoping he was going to call himself an Uber, but I guess not.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I can just see him driving like an old single cab pickup.
Kind of shocked.
Well, I guess I'll go back to Heber City now, like, damn, they got my brother's friend. It's just.
Definitely shocking. We're here at the Charlie Kirk Turning Point USA event. What can you just tell me briefly what happened in your eyes?
Well, my name's Eric. I was standing about the third level back, so probably 50 feet from Charlie. I heard a shot, which took my attention away from Charlie. And when I looked back at him after the echoes, there was blood protruding from his neck or his head, about 6 inches or more, literally gushing out. Neck or head, I'm not quite sure, because his head was tilted back. I don't think he's going to survive this shot, if you want my opinion. I think he got hit in a very vital spot.
It seemed like it was a close shooter or a long range?
I don't know. It sounded like a higher caliber. It sounded like a higher caliber, like a 9mm. It didn't sound like a 45 or anything, but I don't know. It didn't sound that deep to me. It almost sounded like a cherry bomb.
Unbelievable. Wow. Yeah. I'm in shock.
I am too. I can't believe it happened in Utah, of all places. Where he has so much support. But obviously, the opposition was here. And now we're looking at a murder scene, possibly. It's obviously a crime scene. But I don't think that Charlie can survive this unless the EMTs were close. And it was pretty, rated R level.
Okay. These two cats back here know each other. And they're trying to be secretive about their friendship. Okay? Let me explain what just happened. Santa Claus's second cousin wants to ear hustle what this old boy right here giving an interview has to say.
Ear hustle. I love that ear hustle.
Yeah, he's ear hustling. So Butch has got to know what's going on. So Butch is going to walk over here and stand. He was leaned up against a bill. I mean, he was comfy. But no, he's going to come over here because he wants to ear hustle. And then you've got Billy Bob in the red 47 hat. He's going to walk up like he's on his phone, and he's going to walk up right behind Butch. And Butch is going to acknowledge him, but Butch is not going to look at him, okay? They're going to try and be sneaky about it. They don't want to act like they're trying to be like they're like redneck Utah spies. That's what they are. They think they're redneck spies, okay? And they're not. They're really bad at it. But keep in mind, y'all, this is 13 minutes after Charlie, something exploded, or they all think Butch knows something exploded, but all these people think something was a gunshot. Everyone's on edge. 13 minutes, okay? If you walk up to me and I don't really know, and I'm truly just an innocent person that not knowing anything that's going on, like, oh my God, they just shot Charlie Kirk, like, and you're going to walk up behind me, like, number one, you're not going to get behind me. And number two, I'm wanting to find out why in all of this grassy spot, you want to get up right beside me. They're trying to play it off, and it actually comes off as obvious.
Stuff.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? See? So this goes to the heart of it, the crux of the situation. If you're not involved, Butch, why are you acting like this?
Thank you. I appreciate your
Does Butch ever look over at him?
You bet. Thank you. You too.
So weird. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Go back. Just a little bit.
I know what you're...
Okay. Sorry. I was like, hold on. We have 2 maroon shirts there. Okay.
Yeah. Now they're talking to each other. You see
comparing notes. Look at that.
Now they're talking to each other.
Oh my gosh.
Hey man, let me see that shit you got on. Let me see that camera file you got, what you videoed. Let me see all that. That's what they're doing.
I was up on the balcony interviewing the love and tolerance crowd. You guys see what happened?
Oh, was this guy? Wait, was it this guy who had the badge, or was it a different one?
Charlie Speaker.
Another minute.
Yeah, we were.
Well,
Okay.
prayers to him.
Well, what a coincidence that he was talking about gun violence, and then all of a sudden this happens. Like, what the hell?
Oh, he's the second.
Else told me over
Here's
there.
the second.
Like, come on, bro. Like, it's like, what are the chances of this shit happening to here, bro? Like, it's scary. Like,
It's terrifying.
it freaks everyone out. Like, it just ruins the whole experience for everyone. Like, I don't know. Like, come on, bro. Now they got this whole place on lockdown. But scary stuff. Scary stuff. I'm glad no one else got hurt. Pray for Charlie.
Yeah, pray for Charlie. Thanks, guys.
So now we're suddenly very interested in doing interviews, by the way. Although, like, meaningless interviews, but okay, here we go. All right. Oh, okay. I want y'all to have eagle eyes right here.
Eyes are close to the Charlie's.
Eagle eyes.
Person said he shot in the neck. We still don't.
Oh, what do we see right here? What is this? Oh. Hold on a second there.
Damn it, I got that in my Happy Meal yesterday, and I wanted to be a sheriff.
At the Charlie Kirk event.
Kelly, what is that?
I don't know.
What did we just see?
I feel like it came from my kid's Halloween costume.
He looks like Officer Farva off of Super Troopers.
He looks like Super Trooper.
It's like literally Officer Farva's child goes to school at UVU, and he's just as stupid as his dad. Give me a liter of cola. Give me a fucking liter of cola. I still don't understand that badge thing.
Yeah, when you go back, at that badge thing, it's like he also gives him like a little look too. It's weird.
Pray for Charlie.
That look is like, are you recording?
Oh, trigger smart in the house. Caw.
Organizer closer to Charlie's position said he was shot in the neck.
We still don't know yet.
Does that not look like Farva's kid? Do y'all know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's Officer Farva's kid.
That's what he does. He shakes his head. He's like,
Yeah, because he's like, you just fucking caught me with my badge, and I'm not a cop. And it's like, hey man, you want to edit that later?
Okay, go back just a touch.
And like, what are you doing with the badge with your buddies? Like, that's what's also weird. Like, if you're this dude right here in this black hat, and like, this is, let's just say this is Frank, and this is Matt. Matt's gonna look over at Frank and be like, Frank, what the fuck are you doing with your fake badge out again? Like, what are you, I mean, literally, would you do that around your buddy? Like, I just do not understand this. It makes no sense. Like, why would you pull a badge out with your homies right there? Because these are all like college age. They would be like, dude, you're stupid.
Yeah, I want to just acknowledge this little door that's like directly in the center above. Right. Yeah. Very strange.
Where?
Oh, go back. Right where you were. But it
Closer to Charlie's position said he was shot in the neck.
We still don't know yet.
Yep, pause. Yep. So that door right there. And then in the chat, Mr. Turpin is saying that at 4:10, anyway, I think it's before the shot, but anyway, that the door was open, and then here that it's closed. So anyway, that's just a strange little door, just another little oddity. These are some of the little things that we just continue to look at, you guys, as we are digging through
We still don't know.
these videos over and over again.
Do you know who this building's named for?
Who?
You don't know this?
I don't know. I guess I just got turned
You know
around.
what the building is called?
This one? No.
It is the Fogel Gateway.
Oh, I would not have guessed that. Okay.
You have your computer?
Yes.
Google Skinwalker Ranch owner. Brandon.
Oh, okay. Fugal, something like that. Okay.
Do you know what the Skinwalker Ranch is all about? Like,
I did not know.
oh my God.
I know. I need to look into it, but man, okay,
You-
paranormal
you're a-
phenomena. Whoa.
Kelly, it's like a show of supernatural, crazy batshitness, like, and this is his gateway.
Wow. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, I need to probably be cautious of the things that I tell you, because that's all we need is another like deep dive for Kelly to go down. Because the next thing we're gonna have like ET actually was in the attic now because Brandon Fogel and the Skinwalker Ranch. I mean, look, it's a weird deal that Brandon, that this building's named after him. And just all of the weirdness that surrounds what happened on the 10th, right?
Okay, there's a lot for me to dig into on that front. I had no idea. Utah was so full of so many mysteries.
That Skinwalker Ranch. I think, what network is it on? Is it on A&E?
I mean, History Channel,
Okay,
I think.
History Channel. Yeah, History Channel.
Skinwalker, anyway.
Yeah. They actually do episodes, like they're doing like brainstorming in this building on some of the episodes.
Okay.
Anyway, fun fact.
I'm still. Well, no, I'm saying here comes people say ours. Reported the shot.
Did you guys see what happened?
He had no intention of stopping.
All right, everybody, you need to leave the area all the way up and all the way to the south or the north.
Where's Swanson?
We got another maroon shirt there.
I want to show real quick.
Shot in the neck. We still don't know yet.
Right here. This is Jesus sandals.
Oh, hold on. I can't see. Where's your, oh, can you reduce the chat down for okay, perfect. Thank you.
That's him. That's the so he was there for a minute. But that's Jesus sandals.
Okay, got it.
14 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
Said he was shot in the neck. We still don't know yet. I'm still. Well, no, I'm saying here comes people say ours. Reported the shot.
So at that point, if you want to pause it right there, I noticed that there's a good amount of, I guess, law enforcement security types maybe up on the roof, kind of where, or sorry, not roof, but the second floor, like where Adam was. Anyway, it just, I guess maybe they felt like that would be a good time to go up on the second floor and look around.
So this is when the FBI and the what I would call the real cops, looks like sheriff, PD, other department PDs, were reported to officially be on scene, was at this moment right here. You can go and look up what Kash Patel said, and they all report about this time frame here. So for the first 15 minutes, it was a free-for-all. And then now is when they're starting to lock it all down. Okay?
Everybody, you need to leave the area all the way up and
Okay. So active crime scene. They're telling everybody to get out of here. We are going to comply.
So
police said it could have come from up on the roof, but they arrested a guy up down right in front of Charlie, so there might have been. It could have been. I'm not really sure.
Okay, so pause right there. Who said at that point that it could have come from the roof? He said police said that, but has he talked? Forgive me if I'm forgetting, but have we heard him talk to police who said that it
Everybody get out of here.
could have come from the roof?
We are going to comply. The police said it could have come from up on the roof, but they arrested a guy up down right in front of Charlie, so there might have been. It could have been. I'm not really sure.
No.
Yeah, I've been on the phone.
I've never noticed that before. Y'all get me if I'm wrong, but anyway. I don't think that I hadn't heard him talk to any law enforcement, anyone acknowledging that maybe it could have come from the roof.
So there's his badge.
That was the second person with a fake badge or some kind of badge. Discreetly.
Do you think the disciple here is fake?
Which one?
With the Jesus sandals.
Oh, I mean, seems bizarre. I don't know. I don't know if that was the same person though who ended up searching for the gun later in those Jesus sandals. Was that the same person?
No, I don't think so.
We'll have to
I'll
look.
go on to Getty Images. I don't believe so.
Okay.
Linden, so here's Linden, PD.
Okay, right there. Hold on. Right there. Stop. So right there, you guys will see Phil Lyman. And then also, I assume that this gal works for his campaign. I don't know. She's wearing a Lyman for governor shirt, I think.
It looks like his wife.
She's younger. She's the same one who was like coaching the appeared to be coaching this kid beforehand as well that we're about to see in the red shirt or taking his statement.
Yeah, that was I don't have that pulled up, that video pulled up.
See what happened? Did you guys see what happened?
Yes, I saw him. What's called? Are you recording this?
Yes, you're live right now. Well, we're recording. I don't know if we're live because of the cell service.
So,
hang on.
I was standing in probably the third. Okay. I was standing from probably the third row on the bottom. I saw hit. I heard the shot ring out. I looked to my left, and then I looked over to my right. I saw him slump over in his chair forward. He slumped over. He had blood coming from the left side of his neck down his shirt, and he slumped over and he was carried off. Get off me! Get off me!
Running high right now.
Bro took his 30 seconds of fame.
I think that was just rigged. Personally. It seems so fake to me.
Okay.
That's my 2 cents.
So let's run through a couple of, or first, let's go through the Jason Behunin stuff first, okay? They're talking to each other.
These four, who did not know each other before that day, agreed to come back to the campus and sit down with me and talk about what they saw, how they have been coping, and what that incident taught them about America today.
People were running everywhere, shouting.
Four strangers forever linked by a single moment they can't unsee at Charlie Kirk's Prove Me Wrong tour. Jason Behunin, Christian Overton, Kurt Lichty, and 15-year-old Carter Lloyd all stood somewhere in the crowd on September 10th. Jason is in the red hat in this picture, just off to Charlie's right.
When I was coming into UVU, I hadn't been following Charlie Kirk very much at all, except for the last few months. I didn't really know much about Turning Point or anything like that. I was like, oh, he saw his tickets. I checked online and went to UVU, got the ticket, or went to Turning Point, got the tickets to come in, and came in about 45 minutes early and worked my way all the way down into the front row. I didn't know what to think. I actually kind of just went numb at the point. I didn't know what was going on. Just everybody started yelling and screaming. I was numb. I was very confused, very, very confused. I didn't know what had happened. I've heard shots before, but it just didn't seem like this was the place that something like that would happen. Kind of buried it down. I'm still processing it. I've not ever got over it. It's probably something I will never get over. I think about the event every time I drive by UVU. I try not to look at the old pictures that I have on my phone of the videos of that day and stuff like that. And I went home and I just kind of buried it down. I never really talked about it to anybody except for Christian here and my wife, and that was it. I can't look at UVU anymore. It's hard to look at UVU as you're driving down because I witnessed something that was tragic. It's hard to think about it. I used to work for Department of Corrections, so I worked death row, and I've seen these people, and I've seen people that have been sentenced to death. And what bugs me the most is that they get convicted and sentenced to a death penalty, and then there's years they sit. And most of them just, until last year, I believe, they just expire on, of natural causes before they see the penalty. We could all heal from this and come together and for the greater.
There's Terrell.
Good for the United States to move forward. I just think we should all get behind one another and keep moving forward.
See him looking at stuff in the ground?
You were there then.
See this?
What do you think?
And yep. And then, okay, that guy, hold on, wait. So that guy, also that videographer or whatever, assuming that he's not with the guy in the white long sleeve shirt and the red tie. I mean, it's just like the stuff that he's filming. I'm so curious. Again, I'm super curious if he was with a TV station or not.
The most is that they get convicted and sentenced to a death penalty, and then there's years they sit. And most of them just, until last year, I believe, they just expire on,
like what the hell are they looking for?
See the penalty. We could all heal from this and come together and for the greater good, for the United States to move forward. I just think we should all get behind one another and keep moving forward.
For someone that was not there that day, you were there that day. What do you think? What do you tell that person that wasn't there?
For somebody who was there, life is fragile. It's a meaningless assassination that happened, unfortunately. But we should still have those open debates. It doesn't matter if it's politics or about school or whatever, but I'll have open debates. If you have a friend who's a liberal or a Republican or whatever, who cares? Have that open discussion with them. See what their thoughts are. And if they don't agree with you, move on and go fishing. Who cares?
If you're being honest, did you feel that way before September 10th?
Oh, yes and no. I really don't care what's going on in the world right now, except in my little bubble. And my wife, my family and stuff, I don't care what's going on. But this has opened my eyes to there's a lot more going on than what I actually see. And so it's kind of opened my eyes to what's going on in the world right now. Unfortunately, we can't have that debate without, a threat of violence coming from somewhere. And I'm kind of hoping that we can move on and heal from this and have that open discussion in front of people without the fear of violence of some sort. It shouldn't matter. We all are human. We all have our interests in life. We all strive for certain things and goals that are special to us as an individual. And why does that make him a little bit different? Because he sees the world a little bit differently than me. I think we should all just come together and move on.
Those who were there, September 10th will always be the day a debate turned into a crime scene and a reminder for them of how quickly conversation turned into violence. They all saw the exact same thing, but are processing it very, very differently. As they walked away from this, the event changed them, but they also say they agree on one thing. They still believe in the power of conversation. I'm Jim Spiewak. Thank you for watching this YouTube original.
What's your thoughts, Kelly?
Ooh, that music at the end was intense. Yeah, it doesn't quite add up to me, but I would be curious to talk to him and hear what he has to say directly away
Let's
from
do it.
the.
Let's invite him on and do an interview. I think he'll do it.
Yeah, no, I think so too. He had. I know at one point when we were on, he had tried coming into, I think, a space. So I'd love to reach out and see if he would chat with us. I think firsthand accounts are so important. And it sounds like with his law enforcement background, he would have some interesting insights to share.
Is there any reason for a retired Department of Corrections guy, worked death row, to walk out and point to somebody, to the little dude with the bucket cap, talk to him, and to be out there like picking the microphone up, picking stuff up, like messing with anything around that table? You just heard his words. He just stumbled on the event. Is there any reason, any reason that's just for what we just saw, given what he described on his interview?
I mean, not that I saw,
Amy!
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh my. You know what's weird?
Oh my.
You know what's really weird?
What's that?
Sorry, I'm thinking about a bunch of shit.
There's a lot to unpack here, for sure.
Chrissy is carrying a big ass black bag.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty certain that she got this bag out of the SUV. See it? Because she did not have that big ass bag. And the SUV was right there. It's almost like they were driving away with Charlie and they're like, hey, get this bag.
Yeah. I had not noticed that that bag before.
He did not have that bag. See, there's the SUV. See it? Charlie is right here.
Yep.
You see it? Here's Chrissy. Here is Batman, aka Superman, aka I think he's trying to get like a DC comic type of thing, like a Y-Refi superhero.
Maybe that'll be next.
There's no reason for that guy to have pushed out of the way the slick back hair guy and throw him out of the way who's actually security. Why refi guy is doing, he's doing so much extra. So Chrissy doesn't have the bag. The SUV leaves. She got it from the SUV.
Oh my gosh.
She got it from the SUV. Is that weird? Like, unless they just needed space.
No, I mean, Frank was in the full, they could have thrown it in the way back, you know? Frank was in the way back all by himself.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, didn't he say he had a laptop bag or something like that in there? Right? Because that's where the necklace was allegedly found on top of.
Right, but
His
that
merce.
stayed. Yeah, like,
Right.
but that stayed.
But that
because
stayed.
The FBI cleared it, but that big ass bag
But that
didn't.
big bag, yeah, if that came from their SUV, then
They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie.
hey, Blake, do you mind? I know you have done a lot of deep diving on Chrissy. Do you mind explaining to the chat who Chrissy is and all of her ties into this situation based on what we've heard?
Yeah, let me find the mints part real quick. Hang on 1 second and I will. Do you see Frank? Where did Frank say he rode? I will absolutely do that in a second. Where did Frank say he rode?
Oh, well, he said that he actually said it two different ways. Once he said that he was in the way back of the vehicle. So both times he said that he got in through the trunk. But in one account, he said that he stayed in the very back. And then in another account, he said that he was in essentially the second seat and that he was the one who was giving CPR.
212. Right. Okay.
They just shot Charlie.
Terrell, you suck as an actor. You can't even pretend.
He's dead. God help him.
That's the most bizarre video. What in your right mind? Why would you ever release that to Candace? That video should have been deleted and never, ever, ever seen the light of day. That makes no sense, Kelly. Why would you release that video to Candace? You look so stupid.
And then why would Candace wait so long to share that with us? I'd love to know recall the timeline of all of that, but yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go
down, and we were carrying, and you can see it on the video. Rick breaks off at the perfect time. He goes around to the other side, jumps in. We do the drag. Don't try to shove the guy in. So I'm just, the local SO, and I believe it was the state police, they did the body transfer that night through the either Emmy's office or funeral home to the Emmy that night and took them there. So yeah, for them to say that somebody broke the rules or Turning Point didn't follow the rules, that's lies. It's conjecture and it's lies. It's all that's people. It's when people look at themselves. Yeah, it happened.
Do you think that the entry wound looked like an exit wound?
No, it was an entry wound.
Why do you say that?
So one, there wasn't an exit wound because I remember rolling his head over and cleaning it so I could see if there was an exit wound. And then I was having to open the wound up some to get more and pack it. If you've ever done an exit wound, it's not that hard. It's a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can feel it when you know, the rule of kind of thumb on that one is you don't want to make it bigger, but you got to keep packing it in there. And so, yeah, I've heard and seen them all. Like there was a guy that said, you know, that the mic blew up and it was a bomb.
Yeah, I was going to wait. Yeah, there is a guy online that is saying that the microphone may have had some type of explosive projectile inside of it.
So it wrapped around the neck and created a hole.
That's the thing that I just couldn't wrap my head around either, is the accuracy that would have to take place from an explosion to actually get you in the neck. But then other people.
I don't want to get into it because we kind of did it yesterday, but just the fact that Sean Ryan cannot, the accuracy, like he's sitting there pretending. Sean's assumption is that the explosion went perfectly to plan, and I don't think it did. So
people are saying that there was maybe the explosion killed him, and that in fact there's actually some camera footage that somebody has done some type of assessment on. But I mean, you cut his shirt off.
Right.
Did you see any burn marks?
So
Did
that's
you see any indication of any type of explosion?
Back it up even further to that. You've been around explosives and shape explosives and stuff like that. It's like, what do you have when you have that? They had that.
It's interesting. He said shape
down to like frames, right? Where was the flash? If that was an explosion, where was the flash? You have oxygen exchange to create the explosion. Where was the flash? Where was the char? It didn't exist. So
do you know if his equipment is assessed before it's put on?
Yeah, it's actually held up there. That company that is a subcontracting company for them, they hold that all up there because, you know, and they're around it, almost guarding it because people will steal it. And so, and it's inside the non-permeable zone.
Okay.
So nobody has access to it. Get which one you can see when I'm doing a hand motion to another.
Your own story along with everybody else's.
But where's the oversight to do that?
It's gone.
Put a couple guys in the Wayback Machine and you make it down quick.
That's true. That's true.
You should play that part slow. I was literally about to ask you if you could.
The hand and arm signal type stuff is that it looked
if I can do what?
Play the Wayback Machine parts. He's done it twice.
So scary.
It is so scary.
Don't take me to the Wayback Machine.
I know, you guys. And he says the Wayback Machine back to 1985, and that's when I was born. So, you know,
truth.
I was feeling a little
targeted.
targeted.
I've talked about this a lot recently, but you know, I think you have to be willing to poke holes in your own story. You can poke holes in everybody else's story, and that's fine. But you also have to be willing to poke holes in your own story.
Great way to put it.
You know, you should be poking holes in your own story. If you are really a truth seeker, you should be poking holes in your own story along with everybody else's.
But where's the oversight to do that?
It's gone.
Put a couple guys in the Wayback Machine and you make it down quick.
That's true. That's true. You know, you were something that I forgot to bring up with the hand and arm signal type stuff is that it looked, you know, there was a lot of chatter on the internet that you took, I believe it was a female that handed you something.
Handed me something?
On camera. I believe it was you. Did anybody hand you anything?
No. The only thing that, you know, I remember before Charlie was shot in my area, I saw a little American flag on the ground and people were just walking around it like it was nothing. And I just walked over and picked it up.
Come on, Utah.
And it's the only thing that, you know, nothing. There was some stuff about the guys that said that, and the FBI called on that. Like, hey, I forget which one. You can see when I'm doing a hand motion to another. Did you hand something off? And they were like, no, there wasn't a handoff. There wasn't a key exchanged. Gibby reached back here at one point and like adjusted his radio because when he jumped over the table, you know, it partially came loose or something. But And I asked all the guys, did you guys exchange anything? And like, no. And then you can break down the video, break it down to the point where you're saying that you saw their hands. What got exchanged? There's nothing that got exchanged. Nothing.
Is there do we have that footage, Jeremy? Could you pull that up real quick? Here it is.
That's Chrissy. Those are mints.
That's she works there?
She works there.
Those are mints.
Mints.
Okay.
Yeah, put them in my pocket. She walks around the hands, so she hands out, she's an angel. She takes care of us. She makes sure that we're hydrated. She buys the stuff to put in the sodium electrolytes to put in the drinks. She walks around, gives us mints, checks on us. Her husband Angel does the same thing. And so, yeah, that's who that is. Yeah. Not uncommon. Yeah.
There was a man on the team who
he's like, oh, I'm so glad y'all didn't see that shit that was in my pocket right there. Whoo, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, God. Literally, that's what that says right there. He's like, oh my.
Who would have ever thought mints were that important? I mean, all of 2 minutes in, 3 minutes in to the beginning of
that is at 9 minutes.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. 9 minutes in, less than 10. Okay. We could not make it 10 minutes without having mints from the head of security.
100%.
And he's the one who keeps them? Because I thought that she was supposed to be the one who has them, but she comes to him and he hands her something.
Right.
So the math ain't mathin'.
No, the math ain't mathin', and I will stick by it forever because I think I'm right. And it was an excuse. It was her coming in to force a hand into that pocket so that he could do what he needed to do. And that was kind of like a way of doing it. Is my take on it, because the thing is right there that he's twisting, that he's twisting. It's right there. There's no other reason for it. There's absolutely no other reason. And I went through as much video as I possibly could. Most of the time, Brian is off screen. However, he does pop in screen. Like, just the fact of bringing him mints, like, what are you, like 8 years old and your mom's bringing you some mints? Like, come on. Yeah. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Chrissy, she's an angel. She's always thinking about our hygiene. She wants us, our breath smelling good. So
our water full of electrolytes.
See,
See, but this is the thing. When people lie, they start to embellish all these extra details that were unnecessary and
you see it a lot nowadays.
irrelevant.
People pull their phones out instead of running. We're talking about allegations that you're making that people are conspiracy or part of a murder. That question.
These are the questions that are running rampant on the internet, by the way. So I'm just going to do a quick fire here. Did you see any signs of internal leaks or betrayals within TPUSA or the security team that could have facilitated the attack?
No, I don't. And here's my deal. That's our job, right? And so if they have some stuff going on inside corporate headquarters, that would be unknown to us anyway. And then we're the contractor, and security contractor, which is our team. And then so that direction comes from Dan, and then it comes to us. And nothing that would make me believe that, hey, something's afoot here. So sometimes I wish. No, not wish. It's like, hey, if that was happened, that would be an easier attribution. But I would say this, hey, if you're going to make that claim, you better be able to back it up with the truth. Because we're talking about allegations that you're making that people are conspiracy or part of a murder.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about cheating in a video game or a hand of cards. And so if somebody were to say one of my guys or an employee, hey, you were part of this murder and you helped conspire, then I would say, I need you to tell me why you said that right now. A definitive why not now. Not, it's a possibility.
Yeah.
And if you do, let me hear it. But it better be the truth. And if it's not, there's consequence.
Yeah.
And so, and that's why there's punishments for this stuff like that involved. Do I have faith in the system? I've seen a lot of guilty people walk free because they had money, right? And so I know the system is broken, but you've been around the world. Man, every time I come home from someplace bad, I'm like, dang, we got it good.
Yeah.
And so, no, I didn't see anything to make it lead that came from the inside.
Okay.
No.
Why do you believe that the security footage has not been released publicly?
Well,
I mean, obviously the FBI is in control of the
and I'm with them on that.
You are?
Absolutely. I'm with them on that. Man, that video footage or really good video footage is the truth, or as close as we have. And so they came back with that gag order to the council and so they can information share, because the judge said there's a volume of evidence, right? A voluminous, I think is what he said. And I'm like, okay, cause we want to protect his right to a fair trial and we don't want to taint a potential jury. Okay, I get that. But if is there not a balance of that? It's like, I'm not asking you to produce the footage, but maybe give us something that we investigated this claim and then we found this, and make them put their name on that. I'm with them on that. Give us some information. It's like you go to public information officer school to be a cop and they tell you, hey, don't go out there and go,
what does he mean by that?
We found this. Okay, I get that. But if is there not a balance of that? It's like, I'm not asking you to produce the footage, but maybe give us something that we investigated this claim and then we found this, and make them put their name on that.
Make who?
I'm with them on that.
Who? What the hell is this guy talking about? Kelly, are you there?
I'm here.
Kelly.
I'm here.
On me.
No, I'm here. I was trying to give a little one the eyes to go back to bed.
What the hell what is he trying to get to say?
He
FBI
scrambles himself into word
so he's
salad.
He's like, is he taunting the FBI to put the video out, to put their name on it? Is that what he's saying?
It's kind of what it sounds like, but I think he also knows that it's not going to happen. Like, they're all in on it. They're all in on it.
Okay, cause we want to protect his right to a fair trial and we don't want to taint a potential jury. Okay.
Taint a jury. Okay.
But if is there not a balance of that? It's like, I'm not asking you to produce the footage, but maybe give us something that we investigated this claim and then we found this, and make them put their name on that. I'm with them on that. Give us some information. It's like you go to public information officer school to be a cop and they tell you, hey, don't go out there and go, this happened. We'll let you know.
Go to public information officer school to be a cop. What the hell is he even talking about?
Yep. So what do? You go out there, even if you can't release the details of it, you go, hey, this happened. We heard this, and this is attribution that makes us lead to believe that it was a directed crime and not a random crime. And so what you're doing is you're letting people, okay, this is starting to make sense. Give us something.
Yeah.
Give us something.
I mean, this just comes from institutions hiding things.
And has it happened?
This is so fucking disingenuous. Like, this really makes me think of Sean Ryan in a totally different, like, because they're sitting here, they are talking out of both sides of their mouth. And because they're doing it in that badass little bar and no one else is around, like, they can do whatever the hell they want. But listen just at how disingenuous this is.
Maybe had they, I don't know, released the Epstein files, maybe there would be a little bit of trust in the institution.
Brother,
unfortunately,
I could go on for a long time about that. It needs to be released.
Yeah.
Charlie wanted it released. That's not my opinion.
Yeah.
Watch the videos.
Yeah.
Release them.
Talking about Epstein
Yeah.
now.
That wasn't my point. Wasn't, you know, I mean, I want him to release them too. My point wasn't getting into it. I'm just saying, like, this is the shit that causes.
Sean Ryan was such a joke during this interview.
And it gets worse and it gets worse. And if you want to rebuild the fucking trust in the institutions, then you open up transparency and you stop fucking hiding shit from the American people.
100%.
That's how the fuck you do it. This isn't rocket science. This isn't fucking brain surgery. This is just.
And here's my response.
Transparency. That's it.
You got. I
But just not on this motherfucking case.
And if you open that up, if you had opened that up at least a little bit, 6, 8, 9 weeks ago, these guys wouldn't have been suffered. We've been doxxed. Our credit cards have been stolen. Our children's and parents' names have been released online. Wedding plans, home addresses, phone numbers.
I have never seen any of. I have not seen any of their children or parents' names released online. And I guarantee you that if they were having these big bad threats,
Well, we have to ensure that we don't paint a jury for this
They're
guy.
just saying it because they want
You know,
to.
and I have questions about that too.
why? It's all
I
why.
have questions about that. We talked about that earlier.
Because they know they're out of.
Where's his call logs? His phone hits. Who'd he talk to? 2 days, 4 days.
I feel, I'm sorry, I don't know Sean Ryan. I didn't know him before all of this stuff. So whatever, but this made me sick. I thought, do people really actually like trust this guy, subscribe to this guy, believe in this guy? And apparently they do. I don't know how you can after that interview.
Kelly, he had a massive. Do you know how many people tuned in?
It's disgusting. Disgusting.
A prime opportunity to really put himself on the map as someone with some serious credibility that can go after and ask tough questions. And he flopped. He flopped. He did worse than flop. Okay. I'm going to take a timeout real quick, or not timeout, but I'm going to go and just re-hit the only, and we probably, it's almost 10:30. We might leave it. This might be our last point, and then we're going to do this again tomorrow night. We're going to do it again the next night, because guess what? No one's talking about this anymore, people. No one is. We're talking about dreams, and I don't even know. I don't even know what the hell the big accounts are talking about. So guess what? Everybody, share Kelly and Blake and all the people that are talking about UVU. Share it like nobody's business, because we are going to pick up the torch and we're going to run our happy little asses right on down the road, and we're going to leave all of these big accounts behind. Let them go.
Yeah, we're in the truth business.
Well, that's fine. They're back there playing at Fort Huachuca and doing stuff. No, we're going to take the torch and we're going to run on down the highway and we're going to win. But this business that's going on back here, it ain't working for a lot of people. We got to get back to the basics. That's what we're going to do. So, so basically, share it, because we are going to pick up the torch and run. Okay. But we got to have viewers and stuff. We hadn't even scratched the surface. I mean, this is why I wanted to do these 2 main episodes first, like where we've got the big bam, the explosion or whatever it was, and the cover up. Then we can go into all these other little things that spider off from there. We can talk about current events that are happening within the news cycle that day, or court, or what the latest thing was on court. And then we can jump in and tackle some things that maybe didn't get a lot of attention. Okay. So that's the aim of our channels now. And we will gladly do and have the tough conversations that for some reason people are afraid to have. I don't know.
Yeah. And by all means, please, y'all just keep sending your tips, sending your feedback, sending your suggestions. Come on with it. You know,
For
we're working on it every day, but we're also just two people, and we're so much stronger with the whole army of folks behind us and alongside us.
For sure. So I'm gonna kind of finish up my little deal right here with Terrell.
Okay, real quick though, you got to acknowledge we had some super chats.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, I know I've been trying to like love on the chat a little bit, but
hang on, I'm going to talk about this one. Blake refuses to talk about Adam. I've talked about Adam at length. I've talked to Adam. I asked him for the original file, his original file. It's like 8 gigs big. Like, he didn't have to do that. Look, Adam was hands down the most valuable person walking around there doing and providing the most damning footage that they could have ever imagined. I want everybody right now, think to yourselves, if Adam would have stayed home that day, what we would be left with. Think about it.
It's true.
So it does not matter if he's involved in it or not. What do you want to do? You're going to get arrested for walking around and videoing? Give me a fucking break. What's your name? Nikki Knows C3P? Give me a fucking break. He has done a shitload for this investigation that he did not have to do. So if he's in on it, or if he's a Fed or whatever, he's the worst Fed there is. Because he gave up the whole thing. He gave up the whole cover-up. Don't come at me with that bullshit.
I do think that it matters because it's important to continually take things into context, but I do think that we are grateful, like we're grateful for the footage that we have, but you know, we can also be aware that maybe we're seeing what is meant to be seen and not seeing what's not meant to be seen. You know, never once does Adam use a Zoom, you know, for example. Like,
let's just go down it right quick, Kelly. What does it prove? Like he's in on it.
I mean, we lucked out because we have this really great footage that thankfully the feds didn't take down, or whoever didn't take down, and we're able to scrutinize it.
So it's basically just an argument to say that you're able to say that, or some like one other person can be included into the they were in on it crowd.
Potentially. I mean, I can't say definitively, but we can say that it is mighty coincidental in all of my years. And I have a pretty great intuition, but I don't think ever have I hit that many roof lines, you know, when like filming something or directing my photographer to film something and be like, you should shoot that building and that building and that building and that building, you know, and don't zoom in on anything, you know.
What did the roof lines get?
Well, they came into play later because for one, I mean, we were able to like look back at that roof line and be like, oh, that's the roof line where he would have jumped off of. And oh, that just so happens to be where, you know, these different people were positioned. And so I think all of that kind of comes into the overall telling of the story. So both of those concepts can coexist is all that I'm saying.
Well, out here in West Texas, we've got a saying, let's focus on the steak and not on the peas. And the steak is what's in Brian's pockets and what he's got hidden under his shirt. I wouldn't even consider Adam being the peas. Adam's like the little thing that might clean your palate before you go in for the main topic. Like, even if he is that, but at the same rate, like, okay, you're in on it. Dude, thank you. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. It's a win. It's a win to have. It's a win to have the video.
You're the worst person on their team. Like,
that's what I said earlier. Like, I hope you got paid, but I hope you got paid.
I don't know. I still think that he would have been much more beneficial to them to have been paid and keep your ass home than provide all of this stuff here, because this really fills in the missing pieces. That's where if I was someone that's planning all this out, I'm like, okay, Life is Driving. We know about him. We're going to pay him to keep his ass home, not be up there because we know he enjoys these events. That's my angle, because I don't want cameras. This creates a lot more problem than it does any kind of help. And that's my point, is having Adam in on it and paying him to be there benefits them zero.
Or maybe it showed us what they wanted us to see, whereas what they didn't want us to see was going on behind the scenes. And that's what we have to figure out, as well. Just another thing to chew on.
That's why I like you, Kelly. You're a critical thinker.
Yep.
Okay, so my last point here. Terrell Farnsworth took the SD cards that clearly show in 4K what happened. End of story, end of discussion. To this day, the only people that we know outside that are quote unquote on our team is Candace Owens. She told us about it September the 19th. She did not elaborate at all if she recorded it. She just said that she saw it. I can confirm there's no blood from the back. She's like, it was really nothing, And a lot of us were like, holy shit, you don't have 3 phones or 2 phones? You couldn't record over here? Like, yeah, Terrell. Oh yeah, go back. Oh yeah, go back again. Like, you couldn't do that? I mean, I don't know. So anyways, 110 days pass, and then we finally get a still image. So we know that the file or the camera recorded something. Okay. I think we all knew that. Still not cool with how the time frame passed, 110 days. And yeah, you can pick on some words that she said. I think she's got the video too. I just do. However, the only person that has confirmed where these SD cards went or has talked about them after homeboy right here broke 2 big laws is Andrew Colvett. And then Tyler Boyer goes on and tries to clean it up after the fact. You can go and check. I don't know if they're still up or not. I'm sure they probably are on Tyler's Twitter, October the 2nd. I'm just going to play this and then we'll talk about it.
There's by the way, just one other conspiracy theory I just want to snuff out here. One of our dear friends that literally from the very beginning started with us and loved Charlie like a brother. He grabbed the SD cards out of the camera afterwards. And there's all these conspiracy videos about why did he grab the SD cards? Well, first of all, they're in the possession of the FBI. Okay. It's not like he took them and ran off with them. Second of all, I asked him personally. I said, why did you do that? And he looked at me and this was his answer. He said, because I know people can be evil. and he did not want that footage being grabbed by somebody. There was videos of people after the incident going and stealing hats off the table. I mean, so I'm so grateful he did that, and that was his instinct. He's like, I'm depressed to know that was why I did that, but I knew that I had to protect that footage because I wanted, I mean, you know, you're recording in like 4K, you know? And so I'm so glad he did that. But Charlie knew the existence of evil. And
well,
so,
can I say,
yeah.
I think that people can feel the existence of evil, and that, just to put in a sympathetic word for people who are trying to make sense of this and coming to the wrong conclusions, I think they're motivated for the most part by pure intent. I think they don't trust the authorities. They have every reason to feel that way. I know that for a fact. Not the Trump administration in general. Like,
yeah.
We're not, you know, there's been a lot of lying, and it's corroded the trust. That's not their fault, actually. They're the victims of it.
That's a good point. Thank you for saying that.
Either, of course, bad actors who are doing it for clicks or whatever, but I guess, but there are far more people who love Charlie. They loved what he stood for. They feel like he was murdered by evil. They're absolutely right.
I'm going to give Tucker Carlson
of course, bad actor.
I'm going to give Tucker just a tiny pass on this, other than being like, Tucker, you're a pussy. Because Tucker probably did not know the gravity and severity of this whole situation. That's the only thing that I can come to, where literally Andrew Colvett just spun a massive web of bullshit, and Tucker's like, I'm going to eat this up. Yeah. You know, and then he goes on to the fact that, well, but people, you know, they don't trust this. They don't trust that. I'm going to give him a pass that he just did not understand everything that was happening on the camera, or on this frame from Adam, that was really going on. And the fact that Terrell's cleaning up and covering up their crime, what they did. Okay. So it's probably a little bit different of a context. If he maybe would have, if he, you know, had this conversation with them a little bit longer or a little bit later down the road, possibly. But quite frankly, it shouldn't even matter, because what they're describing.
Yeah. Grab me out. Hey, yo, grab me out. Let's go up, guys. Come on. Let's go up, guys. I don't know. Let's go. I have no idea. Let's go. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Get the fuck out. Let's go.
That is their excuse right there for Terrell to take the cards, is a dude walking up and grabbing two hats right in front of all the cops. And Chief Long like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't take those fucking hats they're going to throw out, you stupid fuck. I mean, Butch Hibbs is standing. They're all standing right there watching. I mean, it's laughable. It's absolutely laughable that that's their reason. And then we already know that when he goes in, I mean, everybody was already gone. I mean, he's going in 4 or 5 minutes after. I mean, there's no threat there of anything being messed with. And if he's worried about a threat of somebody stealing something or taking it, I mean, never mind the $8,000 camera and glass. Never mind that. No. We're just worried about the footage.
Who was it that was taking the not that this really matters, but anyway, I'll have to look back and see who it was that was taking the hats.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Okay. Who it was that was taking the hats. I know I had taken a screenshot from a couple of different angles, and I was thinking that it was someone who you would get a kick out of.
Who?
Like, I thought it was Jason Buyuma taking a hat in one time. Not even that time, a different time. There was a different time. Oh my gosh, no, I definitely. I'll. Yes, there should be. Oh, Zen Lens. Yes, there should be super chats available. If Blake didn't activate it on his side, it's activated on my side.
Yeah, my account's messed up.
And we're splitting. Oh yeah, you guys, and we're splitting things. So
just put it on Kel's because mine's messed up.
That's probably why, Blake, that we hadn't had.
Yeah, like my account. I'm telling you, like YouTube. If anybody's listening, y'all are worse than Verizon right now. Like literally customer support on anything it's non-existent. I can at least call someone up at Verizon and cuss them out. I didn't do that because today was wild. I mean, I was like, damn, I didn't pay the company bill. Oh shit. And then lo and behold, I mean, I couldn't log in, and then it hit me, and I was like, I need to check Down Detector. I'm hoping it's all back and normal. Have they said what happened?
No, I have not seen yet.
You know what's wild?
These days. What's wild?
Oh my God, I got to show you this. Hang on. So this is Jason's page.
Okay.
And he took down all of his videos.
Oh. Well,
He had
What kind of videos did he have there?
Of the videos where he's like right there around, walking around.
Oh. That's awkward.
Are they somewhere else?
I'm going to see if I can find that.
I mean, I got them. I downloaded them. Am I missing somewhere? Like, they should be right here.
Yeah, they should be right there. Do you know, like, what time period they were
months.
from that day?
They should be right here.
Mm.
Interesting. Let's send an invite to him.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. You can do that. Well, I see there was someone who was saying that he was getting threatened. Well, it was just within the last 2 weeks that he was in.
Threatened? Hang on. Someone just told you that Jason was getting threatened? Is that right?
Caddy Nikki or Katie Nikki. There we go.
Jason said he was getting threatened. For what? Why? Like, why? This can't turn into like the Me Too thing, you know, where, oh, me too. And then it waters down the whole thing. Why? Why would anybody threaten Jason? Like, why? It's an excuse.
Okay. Okay. Can you please, Blake, are you able to go into the start and then pull up the super chats? So Leanne, I wanted to make sure that we answered her question from the super chat.
Yes. Hang on one sec. Oh, look at Trigger. Thank you, Trigger. Okay. Can you see that?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't get really on. I didn't answer your thing on really hitting home on Chrissy. When you're talking about Chrissy, was that Erica and black shorts, black shirt, blonde hair? What's she talking about? Are you saying that Erica? When you're talking about Chrissy, was that Erica and black shorts, black shirt, blonde hair, and cap?
Leanne, tell us if were you thinking that you spotted Erica around there, around the scene? And we can go look for that. And then Trigger Smart. Whoa. There we go. Thank you so much, Trigger Smart. La Presidenta.
When we secede.
That's right. But of course, please be sure to like and subscribe and all of the things for myself and for Blake. Kelly Raybon, KELIRABON on YouTube and X, and Blake on YouTube. He's West Texas is the best. Is Best Texas or is the Best Texas? I'm not looking at your
You know
handle
you
right
want to
now.
say it properly.
West
Say it again.
West Texas is the best Texas.
I just love South Texas folks saying that. It just warms my heart.
It pains me to say it, but you know, I'll warm up to it maybe.
What I was anticipating the story.
Okay, I'm going to end with this, and then we'll close it out. This is from the Salt Lake Tribune, this video. They have a shitload more video that they're sitting on.
Being was how are young people's political views being shaped, and how are they?
And I want you all to think about just how valuable all of these are still shots. This is a still shot. These are on Getty Image here. But most importantly, here, these shots here, because I haven't really dove through it, but I can promise you, like right here, because I've done so much looking at this shit, I can point out right here is another George Zinn lookalike. So this is like Amazon George Zinn, and the George Zinn that got arrested was like Temu George Zinn. But they're both wearing the same shirt. They both look similar. Okay. They both have very similar looks. But I want to see, like, is this Temu George Zinn that got arrested right here? Is that him? It looks like it.
Can you wave your cursor around again so I can get oriented with it?
Hang on. Let me make it bigger.
There we go.
Right here. This is okay. I don't know. It looks like it, but it would be nice to have this full file released where it's not compressed on X. But I believe this is Temu George, the guy that actually got arrested. And then I think that this is like Amazon George right here. But they both are.
Does Amazon George mean that's the authentic George? Or is that a third option?
I don't know.
Okay.
So real quick on my post today about, hey, we need to keep up with George Zinn, like his case. Like something's weird. Okay, the George Zinn that's been arrested a few times, he's got like a scar right here on his chin. The George Zinn that appeared before the judge on September 25th does not have that scar. He's got a little bit of facial hair, but that scar is gone. And I don't know if it's that the jail has shitty camera, like that they're video conferencing and that we're just missing it because it's low res. But it's a pretty prominent scar. And it's curious to me. So anyways, I want to see, this is why, I want to see who Timu George is around. Who did you come with? Like all of these things.
Show up by himself. Yeah.
You can watch it on YouTube after, but like definitely going in person, you get
on behind the scenes. I could see behind the tent some miscellaneous security people back there, plain clothes. And then he started walking up towards the event. He kind of made this gunshot went off. I was approaching this railing that was filled with people looking down from the back towards him.
Oh my God. Go, run.
And all those people that were blocking my view instantly turn.
Can you turn back for just a quick second before we move on? Just a few frames back. Yep, those guys. I was just curious to see. I feel like they may be spotters or something, you know. Anyway. That's
So
all.
this is right where the chief was.
Okay.
Okay, remember when I told you look across? Adam's over there.
Yep.
And all those people that were blocking my view instantly turn, and they're now running at me.
So here's our red hat officer. Okay. He was on the railing right here. So he takes off running at first.
In terror, I just start photographing. They're ducking and crawling. People are screaming. Oddly, some people are just kind of standing around, not doing anything.
There's my camera right here that I got the footage from right here. That's the tripod and all of that. That's the UVU review.
Within a few seconds, that railing is clear and empty. I move a little to the right, and I can see everyone in the bowl is running out as well.
Oh, packing heat. Now that's one of the guys that was standing in the corner, or no?
No, he's on the railing. This is our red hat officer.
Gotcha.
He is up here. He's on tonight because I know you, and you're probably going to do another stream because you're just
and the Energizer Bunny.
You're an animal. Go on Life is Dry Adam's video as he's walking up here, and put it on slow motion. And Adam does a pan as he's turning. You'll see this guy right here videoing it. He's right on the rail. He's there well before Charlie.
Let's see. Here, someone else has told us who this person allegedly is. So I'm going to take a photo of that. Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Claire.
Okay. Let me press play. Come on, Mac. Don't fail me now.
I had been watching the crowd and their reactions to things that Charlie Kirk was saying.
I was also listening for more gunshots. Is this a mass shooting?
I looked back at the table. He was gone.
This armed plainclothes officer yelling at people, where did it come from? What's going on?
I remember seeing this guy in shorts and a hat who I assume was a plainclothes police officer who was holding a handgun at his side. And I thought, oh, maybe that's the person who fired the shot. Maybe.
So he takes off running, but then they all kind of reconvene up here. Him, Big Boy, and Chief. And there's another photo of him on his phone already. Okay.
I'm about to be shot.
For the few seconds after the first gunshot rang out, they didn't know if more bullets were coming, if they were next.
It's only been 60 seconds and everything's kind of over.
From there, it was working to verify what had happened.
The grassy terraced area where everyone had been.
Okay, do you see how valuable this footage right here? Whoever is behind this, I would assume is the dude that's this guy, right? Not her. Where's that other dude that's talking? This guy. This guy right here recorded.
People think there was like a walker or a wheelchair just sitting there, and
all of this.
There were still a lot of people just kind of standing around.
And look who's
police
here.
Just trying to
Pink
clear
hat.
everybody out.
Let's go! Push it up!
Unsuccessful.
All of the cleanup is happening. He's recording it all, but yet they selectively trimmed a few seconds. That's fucked up, Salt Lake Tribune.
Fully a little bit.
We started talking to people.
Because I guarantee you that dude that works for the Salt Lake Tribune has the pink hat person probably picking shit up. Guarantee it.
What they had seen.
He was talking. We heard the gunshot,
and I could see the blood pumping out of his head.
Everyone just started running.
Everyone ran
bulldozing.
Oh, Billy Bob! He's like, what did you see?
One more time.
What'd you see, boy? You see that gunshot fire? Oh my God! Who is this? And he's wearing a pie t-shirt. Like, pie. Why?
Pie.
I mean, I know he's had some pies in his, but it ain't the same unless there's more to that t-shirt. Why?
Why the pie?
Why the pie? You projecting on us? Like, why? Kelly, who is this guy?
I don't know. He wants to make America great again.
Don't we all?
And he wants to then go have his chit chat with old Butch for a little while.
Yeah, but this is 008. He might be
008.
009. I don't know. Butch is like 006.75. I don't know. Butch is not. I don't want to give the guy too much credit. But these guys think they're spies.
He played his part well that day, I guess.
And then I just realized I got to get these photos out immediately.
Oh, yeah.
I'm at the Charlie Kirk event at UVU.
As I'm gathering news, I also need to put out a dispatch for our social channels.
There were a lot of other things I could have been photographing at the time. So much was still happening, but those initial 60 seconds was like so much more important than everything else at that moment.
The cell phone network in the area was absolutely demolished because everyone was texting and calling.
Okay, who can I get information from who can speak officially on this? I was talking to law enforcement who were on the scene. There weren't very many officers on the scene at the beginning. Where should I go to get these answers? And really no one could give me the answers, especially right away. I went to the Turning Point USA table.
There were already rumors spreading, almost immediately.
They were hearing word from the hospital that Charlie Kirk was stable. At a traumatic event like this, there will be a place where law enforcement ask media to go. Media staging never materialized. And so it was really hard to get answers as to what was happening.
The PIO is going to go there, and that's where they're going to have media staged.
The university had sent texts that had inaccurate information saying the shooter was caught when the alleged shooter was not caught.
We are evacuating this way, please.
From the first responders I spoke to, the most damaging piece of misinformation that came from the university was that the alleged shooter was caught. Different folks told me that made it much more difficult to clear the campus because students thought they could stay on campus and students thought they were safe when really they weren't. Law enforcement was going room by room of the entire campus trying to clear the buildings and make sure the shooter was not still there.
My task was to put together a video.
Yeah, so I had no idea how serious it was.
what you have to do is endless.
Yes, Sarah, you spotted it. Those SWAT guys on the ground wearing sandals. We love that image. It's so telling. Incredibly awkward.
Which people?
At the when they're doing the, I think you've passed it already, but the when they're doing that search like through the yards. Yep. Somewhere. Hold on. Let's see.
Oh, no shit. Hang on.
Yeah, when they're going through the backyards. Yep, somewhere right around in there. There's one that's so good. It's in sandals.
Different folks told me that made it much more difficult.
There's another
Campus,
angle
because students
also.
don't stay on campus, and
Maybe it'll come up next. Beach Boys trigger.
Because I hadn't seen him get hit, so I had no idea how serious it.
So
Yeah,
you've got.
what's that? Who do we got over there?
Come on, that's your friend.
That big boy? Oh
no,
that's Adam. Oh, well, that's the other people. Sorry. Man,
Adam called
he's
you.
hard at work.
Called you. Yeah, so he's got his camera or an iPad. This is the camera, and then this I think is the mic. They're all in. I don't know about this dude right here. I don't know about.
I did have. Oh, if you could pause it for just a quick second. Oh gosh, and then we get to look at. Yeah, look at that over there. Tea Trees had asked about media staged. Is that normal, formal journalism jargon? Their media staging area or media staging ground is typically a thing, and you would expect to see some sort of area where press is kind of corralled. But yeah, I know it is kind of awkward the way that they describe it, but I mean, it was an awkward scene. So what in the world is okay, or go for that. You go with that one.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I want to. I mean, I'll hit on it because it is
that it would happen in Utah
on a day like that.
So anyways, like this footage right here, they have so much stuff going on that they do not realize it, or they do realize it and they're doing this intentionally. But
I do find myself on edge a little bit.
I don't care about your cleverly edited video where you're kind of telling the story to this 8-minute piece. I really don't. I don't care about y'all three's take on it. Like, we all know, okay? Like, we don't need 3 people from the Salt Lake Tribune, just put out the whole video and let us make our own decisions.
You know what's going to really, I'll say this now, what's going to really upset me, and this is no shade to any of the folks who were there as journalists, but what's going to really upset me is when somebody turns around and goes and wins, one of these big journalism awards, just because being in the field, I know how it is. They're going to win this big award, and then it's going to be like, hold on, wait, but what did you do to actually help the folks that were literally trying to investigate this case?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. You didn't show, you didn't share your raw images, your raw videos, in any stretch or imagination. So
Kelly, if we're not going to be acknowledged, we're going to put on our own award show. So
yeah.
We might start a new one. and we'll do.
We will. If nothing else, than just like for fun and to
literally,
cap
we'll
this
call
whole
this
thing
the
out.
Citizen
But
Journalist Awards.
But what I mean
like,
is like how they could really, really do public service. Really do public service would be to release, more of these images and more of the footage that they had that, in theory, is unedited, raw, and real. That hopefully is trustworthy, and that would help further the public good.
Yeah, I'm with you. So anyways, I know that these are little trimmed segments to much bigger pieces of complete video, and they need to release it because, oh, that's weird. Look who I stopped on.
Oh my goodness. Look who's hanging out for a minute. Is that Hunter?
God, please don't touch your glasses. Bad shit happens when you touch your glasses, Hunter. Please don't look at anybody and touch your glasses. That's so weird. What's he doing? I mean, I know he's walking up the side over there, but this is well after.
He almost like, man, I mean, everybody's cleared out at that point. I didn't realize that he'd hung around for that long afterward.
Good job, Hunter.
See, you guys, there's so many like little nuggets in all of this.
There really are. I mean, like, this is just, and I think we did it right. I think we hit big like overviews, and then we can like kind of go in and explore, because there's so many videos. I mean, when you're trying to pick and choose which videos to use, you're like, that's where I think we can go back and dial in on some of these other videos that I have, and really, really like get on a nitty gritty level. I think that's going to be the best bet. But I feel good about kind of the overall overarching two-part series we did.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think aside from the tattoo guy, and I'll hit on him in another, like tomorrow or the next day, because I don't have the video pulled up, number one, where I can adequately display the weirdness with him. And just so y'all are clear on what I'm talking about,
Oh, yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure which tattoo guy we were discussing. If we were discussing a security member or... Oh, Jordan, please do not hit on the tattoo guy. I assume you mean in the hit on kind of way.
Leave it to the smarty pants to take something like...
Which, P.S., Blake, you were supposed to do a live with Jordan.
I know. I'm going to text Jordan and we will set it up. I got thrown off my tracks on Monday night. And then I had to do this. This two-part series, as you knew, has been like, it was pending for about a week.
Yeah.
Or a weekend. Come on, there he is. This guy. Is that who you're talking about? Chabad. Is that like an old Amish Trump photo of him? That's funny. Okay. We'll hit on him because this guy pops in, pops out, pops in, pops out. Like, he's in the audience, he's not in the audience. And then he's always given me a very weird vibe. This says a lot of nervous energy to me, what he's displaying. And at 7 minutes and 47 seconds after the explosion, it's a very nerve-wracking time because it just is. I don't know who this is. He doesn't match. He doesn't fit on any facial recognition things. That tattoo, I've kind of got 50-50 on people that are like, I shot it to my tattoo artist. I was like, hey, is this real or fake? He's like, looks kind of fake. He's like, I mean, the ink looks kind of fresh. I don't know. And then I've showed it to some other people that know tattoos, and they're like, and it's literally like 50-50. So that is a quote to Blade Runner, I think is what it is. Blade Runner. Tears lost in the rain, but not forgotten. And then that calligraphy thing, that's like a samurai. That means samurai. Other than that, I don't know who this is.
I am with y'all. I think it looks like a Sharpie. I think it looks super fake. I think it looks like it was just added on there, you know, for looks or something.
I think that literally, I mean, they were all curious about Adam. I mean, you can see he looks right at him right here. I think he's trying to, because look, it's not like Adam is not doing this. Like Adam's got like a tripod looking thing, like weird. And I think it threw a lot of these, they're like, what the fuck is that? What is this dude doing?
But I mean, it's so rare, you guys, for people to go stand directly in front of a camera like this. I can tell you, after years of either holding one myself or being next to a videographer who was holding the big camera, you know, it's just very, very, and I've been, trust me, in some very odd and strange situations.
This is weird.
Yeah.
What is that?
Upside down umbrella?
No.
Oh, the tattoo?
Is that
I
blood?
can't tell what you're looking at.
Is that blood?
I don't know.
Has he not showered?
It beats me.
That's weird. What is that? Is it a burn?
You know, I was looking at this guy being someone who was maybe straight out of prison from another country. So
yeah, he looks like he just busted out of a Ukrainian.
Well, if you recall, the person who I was looking at was not too far fetched from all that. So.
I don't know what this tattoo is. We've not really had a. But what's strange?
It's hard for the chat to see because the chat is is displayed in that area right there. You go. Yeah, because it doesn't look like it's a fresh. I mean, the tattoo definitely does not look fresh.
It either looks like he's dirty and he hasn't taken a shower, and it's right about where the watch would rub. So because his wrist or his arm gets fat up here, the watch doesn't go that far. So that's where like you get that line. Like it's like you have a line right here. But what would do this? Is it like dry blood? Why would it be dry blood?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wear like these bracelets all the time and I don't have any blood dripping down my arm or my wrist.
They all have that same phone too. Have you noticed that? Everybody. This guy, I mean, it could be that that's a popular case. I get, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But literally, this guy, Butch, Mikey, not Blake, Andrew, they all have this exact phone right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be something, it could be nothing.
It could be, yeah. Could be.
I'm telling you this much, that if this is what it looks like, the smart thing to do is to have all new phones. So if I'm setting it up and I want to have complete control over everyone's communication, I go to Best Buy or wherever, okay, and I'm getting 6, 7, 8 new phones, okay. Make it easy, just get the same model.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got new numbers that they're like with Cricket Wireless. I don't know, like just completely out there.
Yeah.
New numbers. Each person has their contacts saved, closed circuit within each person. And that way, during the operation, it's closed. And literally when it's done, those things are out there next, like they're out, they were thrown off of the top of Mount Farnsworth.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, I don't know if Candace was correct in her intel that there were Israeli phones. She'd said, I think, about a dozen of them at the event. If that's true, I felt like maybe those could have been for the TPUSA important staff and security or whatever who were in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you know, depending now at this point, Mikey would be gone, I think, but you know, he had that big backpack on, and like we were talking about in the space the other night on X, it got me thinking about the TVU unit, which would have enabled him, you know, a person potentially to create essentially a satellite hotspot to broadcast and live stream from the event. And Blake, even in that UVU stream earlier today, we heard her make a little joke about the president of the university, make a little joke about how bad the Wi-Fi is inside the campus buildings. I don't know if you caught that.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, it just made me think like, yeah, okay, they would have really made sure that they had comms and their like own independent network set up for sure. So that way they were independent of anything in the surroundings.
Sorry, I'm reading something that was...
You're good.
A couple of years ago,
Hang on, we're gonna roll with this for a second. This just caught my eye.
or more specific instructions on how to set it up and how to use it to do specific things, which I never got to. But that does sound like the perfect job for T-Rex Labs. Now, if you haven't watched that introductory video to ATAC, you should probably go check it out. But you probably have, because it has hundreds of thousands of views. And the T-Rex Labs channel thus far has not so many. I'm going to tell you at the end of the video why I think that might be. But for now, ATAC stands for either Android Tactical Assault Kit or Android Team Awareness Kit, depending on which official vocab guidelines you're going with.
We're actually supposed to call it the service now. Official vocab guidelines state that force is too aggressive.
Now, there's a couple of other things that you are going to need for ATAC. You're going to need a map source. You can either download this before you download ATAC or after, it doesn't matter, but you need maps. ATAC is essentially two things. Number one, it is a map loading and map display technology. It loads a whole bunch of different formats of maps, either local things that are on the device or stuff that is available on the internet and streams directly to the device. But remember that these map tools are only half of what ATAC is. Half of it is loading and displaying maps, but the other half is a communication tool. To get you started, I'm going to send you to download a specific map pack from GitHub. I'll put the instructions in the link below. A guy named Joshua Fuller has created a repository of maps, which it's only 14 kilobytes. So obviously it's not the maps themselves, but it is the URLs for a whole bunch of online map sources that you can pull from and then see inside of ATAC. So once you download that zip file, it is a relatively simple matter to go into ATAC and then into the menu, data packages, and plus allows you to select a file that you're going to load into ATAC. And like all good old-fashioned software, it likes zip files. New software doesn't like zip files, but old software, and technically all software, should be able to understand zip files. Go into the download folder, which is probably where that ended up, and select that atacmaps.zip, and now you've got maps inside of ATAC. If you click on your map setup button, which looks like a folded map, you click on mobile, and here are a ton of different map sources. These are all servers that will serve you maps. And there's a bunch of them that are here. And depending on where you live in the world, these maps will either work really well or maybe not so well. There's some of these maps that are for the United States only. And some of the maps are going to be a little bit region specific. For example, I actually really like the Bing hybrid maps for the area of Tennessee that we are in. They just show a lot of stuff really well. Now, there are a few types of maps that I think work better than satellite imagery, but we're going to talk about those in a future episode once I figure out a better way to access them. But for now, you're done. You have ATAC and you have maps. This was the two hardest things to do a couple of years ago, and you're all set up now. Just kidding. There's probably other stuff that you want to do with ATAC, but you now have the capability to poke around inside of the app, see yourself, see different map layers, select the ones that you want, and tinker with some of the other tools. So to get you started, here are a couple of really useful ones. One of the first things that you're going to want to do is go into the settings app and change any settings that you want to change. You want to do that even before you read any instruction manuals, because that's how guys learn things. And according to Google Analytics, 99.8% of the viewers are guys. So I'm just going to tell you, like, that's what you do. Don't read the manual, go straight into the settings, try to figure out what's going on. The second thing you want to do after you monkey with the settings and break ATAC so that it doesn't work anymore is go into the overlay manager, which is this button right next to the map button. And this highlighting specific areas, but drawing tools do more than that. If you draw squares or circles, sometimes you can use those to do other things inside of ATAC. Some of the more advanced features that we will probably go over in future episodes. But now you have a map source and you have an ability to mark that map up with points on another phone. Same thing. You get yourself the Play Store, you download the maps, and now you have two ATAC installs that are relatively the same. And if they're both connected to the same Wi-Fi, they will actually see each other. You will be able to send messages through the contact pane, and you will be able to send some of your drawings or your points or other stuff that you have saved inside of ATAC. But what if you aren't on the same Wi-Fi? What if you're outside, as you should be when you are using ATAC? Well, in that case, we need to put these things on the same virtual network, and we're going to use a tool called Zero Tier. So to do that, you go to the Zero Tier website, set up a new account, and then create a new network. You can name it whatever you want, and it is free for up to 25 users. Then on each phone, you got to install the Zero Tier app on the Play Store, and then you go in and say Add Network. You go in and you type the network ID of the network that you have just created. Now, when you connect both of these devices to the same network, they have an encrypted bit of communication in between. It doesn't matter if this one is on Wi-Fi and this one is on Android. It wouldn't matter if they were on different networks on opposite sides of the country. As long as they have internet and they're connected to the Zero Tier VPN, they appear on a local network, and all of the traffic in between them is encrypted. And if we go to ATAC, we will actually see, if you go to the Contact tab, that we have a set of chat rooms, but we also have individual users. I can see this phone's user, and I can see this phone's user. You can set the names, you can set the groups, you can set the icon and the colors, and you can group people into chat rooms if you have more than two. But right now, I have a really simple and powerful thing. Two ATAC devices that talk to each other, regardless of what network they're attached to. All the communication between them is encrypted. Older Pixel phone, which is running everything that it does, so that's kind of nice too, although maybe, losing our edge. But I actually think that there may be some shenanigans going on from, Google and the algorithm. And if you look back at early T-Rex Labs videos,
So it's basically just a super encrypted styled way of communication.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
Okay. Is there anything else, Kel, that we need to hit on tonight, at least?
I think we have covered a ton of ground.
Before I turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah, I can tell. You're fading. I'm fading too. Believe it or not, I'm fading too.
I'm telling you what, I used to, I have to get my sleep.
Well, that's okay. It's just Wednesday. It's just Wednesday.
That is indeed. What was your take on Candace's show tonight?
I didn't catch it. You know, it's become less and less of a priority for me, just as the information has become less and less. So I'll watch it tonight before I go to sleep. But
yeah, it's it'll be interesting to see how tomorrow goes, because that would be like 4 consecutive shows, like really where it's just like been weird.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, we've said it all along that if there is something more there, there's more layers there, that there will come a time that you have to completely turn and never go back, type of thing. Like you can't just kind of keep teasing stuff. Like there will come a time when, if you're deliberately trying to avoid something that's like the big something, that you just have to stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think, number one, we will catch on with a lot of people, because we're not bought by anyone. We're just normal people, like the normal people that are watching this. But at the same token, like you and I, we're both pretty good at investigating stuff and going out and seeking things. So there is that kind of little extra component there that I think is beneficial for us, because people can look and be like, hey, like, these are just normal people.
Yeah.
There's no like hidden anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's gonna take people a minute to turn, to make that realization. There have thankfully been a lot of people who have already seen the light, but folks will find their way soon enough.
Yeah. I think it's a Buddhist prophecy or something, some Buddhist saying about 3 things that can never be remained hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth.
Ooh, I like that.
So yeah, it's always stuck with me. I mean,
that's a good one. Okay, tomorrow, are you, there were some questions in the chat about if you are doing the exploding mic thing, or what's on tap for you tomorrow?
Is that with Jordan?
That's
the debate.
Yeah.
I got to talk to Sam. I know you're in. I got to talk to Baron and Ian.
Okay.
And then if yeah,
so we'll do a TBD.
Yeah, tomorrow by 10 a.m. Yeah,
okay.
Tomorrow by 10 a.m. But regardless, we're going to do something tomorrow.
Admiral Kirk says these debates never debate. That's an interesting point of view. And I think that's worth taking into account if that's how the audience feels in general. I'd be curious to know, what people would like to see instead.
Yeah. The thing that was most intriguing to me was to have people lined up off stage that could challenge things within John's, like, and look, a lot of this is predicated on John. I have 2 other people that have contacted me that are just up there, if not past John, in terms of their expertise. I really don't know. I don't really care to compare them. But there are other people. Like, this does not just hinge on John Bray, even though he's been super instrumental in not only recognizing it, but he's been able to articulate in a way that someone like me can't. I mean, I can't describe what I'm seeing. I can just describe it but I can't necessarily get into the specifics of things. So whether it's John by himself or we begin to introduce some other people that are very smart on that side of things, it will happen, and it will be a debate. I love it, and quite frankly, I think it would be beneficial to have people that can jump in where we add another little square, you know, and we have like, I vision having like 6 squares and then like Challenger, you know, and doing it that way. I think that'd be pretty badass, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, if it doesn't happen tomorrow, we'll be working on it. And what time were you thinking about tomorrow for live, just so people can kind of tentatively plan?
I don't want to go during Barron's spot. If Barron's not in, I don't want to go during his slot. So I'm gonna basically take the time slot after Barron. That's just gonna be my norm. So I'm just gonna go in after Barron, regardless. Like from here on. This whatever this is, we do. Whatever this is, we're just gonna be the after party to the Real Barron podcast.
There you go. All right, cool.
Barron went, man, you got to go and watch what he had on the president of UVU. It's just a few minutes.
All right, I'll definitely check it out.
Yep, it's good stuff. All right.
It's 11:30 Central Standard Time. So
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
Having a big time.
My team won, so we're good. All right. Everyone, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. Please share, like, subscribe, do the whole thing. Turn your notifications on to Kelly and I.
Yep.
We're long haul truckers. All right.
That's right. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
We're long haulers, and we're going to get there, but it's going to take all of us. So thank you for watching. Thank you for support, and we will see y'all in the next one. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.